Yes, indeed. Good morning, y'all.
Good
Welcome
morning,
to the Urban.
Good morning, Steve.
Hold on, let me get these mics right. Let me get the microphones right, because one of y'all's echo.
That was me.
All right, I got you.
Got me in stereo.
Yeah, you got you, Coach.
And I think you're good, Troy. You're good right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And let me turn this music down for Facebook and all the social media. Get us cut off, and there go that feedback again. I still hear it. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. Hang on 1 second, y'all. Hang on 1 second. Let's see. I'm still hearing it.
Me too.
Right, hold on. All right, I'll tell you what. Let me let the music play real quick. Give me 1 second, folks. We're gonna get this tribute going to my boy. All right, hold on. What is going on here? All right. Let's see. Check. What is
still going?
That's still all right, man. Hold on, we're gonna get it. In fact, check. Man, I don't know what that is. Hold on. Hello, Urban Heat. What's good? Who's this? What's up? Hey, how you doing? Hey, give me a second. I'm trying. Hey, we're gonna get. Okay. I'm gonna figure it out. Give me 2 minutes. All right. All right, buddy. Yep. What's going on with that? All right.
Hey, can you hear me? I can't hear anybody. If anybody's talking, I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me try that. Everything is up. What's this right here? Everything went quiet, y'all. So I can see people, but I can't hear. Hey, there's Q.
Hey, good morning.
All right. It's Q.
What's happening, yo? I can hear you.
All right, man.
Good morning.
Yeah, I can't hear anybody else. The sound just went off. How's it going, Q?
Good, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm cool, man. It's 100 degrees out here.
Oh, man, I just send some of that warm weather up here, brother.
Yeah, I hear y'all been getting that really cold stuff up there. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. This whole winter's been a long, hard winter.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, it was 100, 102 yesterday. It's supposed to be up to like 104 today.
Woo.
I think tomorrow.
And where you at again?
Arizona.
Arizona. That's right. I remember now. Wow, gotta love that, man. No snow for you then.
Now I gotta chase the snow. I gotta go up to Flagstaff and the Grand Canyon to get some snow.
Well, at least it's optional. Gotta love that.
Yeah, it's optional.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta chase it, I'd rather do it that way.
I don't blame you. Sure, you might be seeing me soon because I think I'm getting tired of this. I only got a few more years I can tolerate of this. I'm either coming out that way or going down to Miami or something.
I can see these cats on here. I can see Coach and Goose on here and everybody.
Yeah, I don't think we've been added yet to the list.
Okay.
I think we're on Q.
Okay.
Hold.
Okay. Cool.
I can see them too, but I can't hear them.
You know what? I just got a thing from James O'Brien. He just texted me saying he can hear us. Oh, I see Rick Anderson has popped up on there. Star Child.
Okay.
I can see him. He just popped on here. Your picture is gone, but I can see Rick. So everybody's on there talking, but I can't hear him.
You can't see my picture?
No, your picture's blacked out now. Now a little image just popped up there. No, your thing is blacked out. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, I can see myself.
No, I can't see. I can see everybody else, but I can't hear everybody else. And at first, I was hearing everybody, but I can't see anyone now.
I think I can see you as well. You got your black hat on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I can see you.
I can see everybody, but I can't hear. But I can't see you, but I can see everybody else and can't hear them.
Radio station. His name is Marv Neal. He's checking through some of the technical stuff right there, man. That's a bad brother, man.
Mm-hmm. I talked to
most
Marv,
definitely.
when I was in the car.
Yeah, man. But all right. So Eddie and Skeet, man, give us a second, man. We're gonna try and get you all.
Okay, cool. All right.
We can see you. I don't know why y'all can't hear us, man. So we're gonna try and fix that.
I can hear you now.
I can hear you now as well.
Oh, you can hear us now. All right, okay. All right, so thank you, Marv. I don't know what Marv did.
He did something, Steve.
Oh man, thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Go child.
Yes. All right. So only thing we got to do now. Eddie Q. Eddie Q. We can hear you. We can't see you, so we'll keep it that way. That's cool. But I mean, But anyways, now that y'all get man. No, we still can't see you. We still can't
audio,
see you.
no video.
Yeah. So check it out.
How about I drop out and come back in?
Do that, and then I'll bring you back up. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. All right, Eddie. So we're gonna take you off. Which one is Eddie? There you go. Yeah. All right, so Eddie's gonna come back. All right, so Skeeter, since you can hear us now, man, my first question was, you go way back with Mark. You know him for a very long time, the WRBB days. Talk to me about, tell me a story.
Well, can you hear me pretty cool now?
We can hear you very well now.
Yeah,
all right, cool. Yeah, Mark and I met in high school at Madison Park High. We were friends there, and we would that's where I first met him at. Right. And after school, we would always hang out and things, but when they would go off and play ball or whatever, I was running over at Northeastern doing my internship at the radio and stuff. Mm-hmm. So Mark never knew that I was the one on the radio. We would just always hang out, but after that, it would just split. I would just go off and I was running over to Northeastern and stuff, and he was like wondering, like, damn, man, you never hang out with us. So one day he came with me to the radio station, and I never said I was going there. I said, well, I got something I got to do, so we're hanging out. We go over there. He's like, oh, wow, that's you. And I was like, he said, yeah, I'm just doing this thing. Mm-hmm. And he said he wanted to turn around and do that. He said, damn, man, I want to do that right there. I want to turn around and do radio. I want to do what you're doing and stuff like that. So that's the short story on how it went. Mm-hmm. We were good friends for a long time in high school before he knew that I was running over to RBB and stuff, and it went like that. So we would hang out. He would watch me do what I was doing, but along with everybody else there, and everybody just, took on to him. It was like, wow, this guy's really cool. Right. And it went right from there. We were just friends, and he wanted to do it. I said, well, hey, this is what you got to do. This is what I did. And he followed that path right there, and it went right from there. He was able to do his thing. He had the voice that everybody hears. He always had that voice.
Angle your video there, Coach. We see like half your face, man. The computer. The computer, man. That's the light.
Show your whole face. Hey. Your jersey.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So we would always hang out.
Hey, Troy, he set me up.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Hey, Skeet, he's the one that put it in front of me.
Yeah. Now, Eddie.
Oh, that's cute.
Hey.
Cute right there. So
Skeet, I got a quick note for you.
Right.
You guys and Goose, I think you knew, my mom taught at Madison Park for 28 years while you guys were there. She taught English and special ed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yo, man.
Madison Park was his fault because it was it. We would go after school. We would go after school to my house, and actually the last conversation I had with Mark while he was in the hospital, he was because we would always go by my house. My mother was making fish and chips or something like that, and the last conversation that I had with Mark, he said, "Skeet, man, I'm gonna come over there because your mother's making, fish and chips this weekend." He would always eat the French fries. The way she seasoned the thing, and my mother's been gone for a while.
Yeah,
right.
But that day we spoke, a few weeks ago, he was talking about that. That's history.
All right, that was Eddie.
The last time we spoke, and like I said, my mom's been gone for a while, but he's like, Skeet, man, you gotta ask your mother, man, she's making fish and chips this weekend. You know, I want to come by. And listen to you.
Yeah.
You know, and he went right back to that, and I said, yeah, man, she'll have some waiting for you. You know, like she always does. You know, and that's what he was thinking about. There's Jay right there.
Yeah, we got Jay, man.
What up?
Jay
What up?
there.
Hey,
Welcome to
what's
the
up, family?
celebration.
Jay, what's up, brother?
What's up, Jay?
Hey, good to see you guys. Well,
Yeah,
you know what? Under these
So Mark was always that
circumstances,
guy. Mark was always that guy. He's the way everybody, you know, the way you cats know him is the way he always was, you know. And he's been that way with me since we were like I said, in high school and stuff, you know. He's always been friendly, always uplifting.
Yeah.
You know, he was always a positive cat, you know.
Yeah.
And even if he thought that I was gonna, you know, fall off or something like that, nah, man, we gotta get back over there, you know. We gotta
Right.
do your thing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Hey.
you know, if they was off doing something,
What's going on?
he said, Skeet, man, you got to go do that. Just stay right there. We're going to hook up later on and stuff, you know. We
Right.
would go
Yeah.
watch boxing on TV. When Hearns and Hagler and all those things, we would all get together and watch boxing matches on TV and stuff like that. Come
Right.
by my house or go by his house or somewhere and go watch boxing.
We
Or
lost
sit
Eddie
at
again.
Madison and watch basketball or football and things like that.
Right.
And hang out, you know. But at the radio station, he would hang and watch everybody, you know. I think he saw Jay over there. I know he saw Q over there.
Right.
Stuff, you know?
So for folks that don't know, Skeeter and Jay Dixon, who's on the line, Eddie Q is having technical difficulties. And even Rick, Northeastern RBB, right?
Yeah.
So these guys are from RBB, which is where Mark Harris
Yo.
started his radio career.
Yes, he did.
Before WILD. And I gotta say this to y'all too, man, because back in the day, ILD was it, on the commercial side, on during the day, but
RBB,
off at night, right?
RBB.
But
was it.
WRBB was the streets. That was the station, and you guys, and especially Mark Harris, man, Soul's Place, yo.
Sure.
I mean,
Hey,
y'all, a big influence on my career. I can tell you that much.
RBB broke records, man.
Big time, man. And Mark was a major part of
Yes,
that.
he was.
Major part of that, man. So Jay, man, I know you got some stories, man. The one and only Jay Dixon, y'all.
What's up,
Yes,
Jay?
sir.
Jay.
what's happening, people? Can you guys hear me okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Testing 1 2.
Testing 1 2.
There's that voice. There's that voice.
Well, you know, it's great to see all of us here. I wish it were under different circumstances, but one thing I can say about Mark in his life and, you know, in his life now is that he always found a way to bring people together. And I think that he understood more about how media worked in a way where, you know, it wasn't just the radio broadcasting and the music and talking behind the microphone. I mean, we all know that he had a super great voice, a God-given voice.
Yes.
But Mark was also one of these rare people that was very humble, kind, great person to hang out with, and he knew how to bring that energy and that love from behind the microphone into the community. And that's something that you know, we always need more of, particularly in Black radio. You know, we can remember days at WILD or WRBB or WERS or WTBS back in the day where
Hey, Jay, and remind you our old spot, WCAS.
WCAS, absolutely. Now I'll even go WTBC, TMC, and WRBS. You want to go to all the different places, but you know, the radio in Boston was always very community oriented, and that whoever was behind the microphone, people who heard you on the radio wanted to see you in the community. They expected to see you in the community, whether it was Kite Day or any of the other events, or, you know, club gigs, Lane's Lounge, Roscoe's, you know, and Mark, what I'm happy to see is that he kept that legacy and that meaning of Boston radio alive and that connection to the community right up until the end. One of the last things I remember seeing Mark doing on Facebook was presenting an award to his morning show on stage, and that connection, just being out in front of people, was always so important. When you saw Mark, you saw him in front of people in the community just as much as you would see him behind the microphone, and sometimes even more. And that's something that, particularly a city like Boston, where we've had challenges keeping, Black media on the air, Mark found a way to do it over a long period of time. I was so happy to see that he kept the Soul's Place legacy alive. I was extremely happy to see how he had touched the lives of so many people that he worked with, and the stories that I'm hearing, how he was never afraid to spend time to teach and train people. He was always so humble and so accessible. Because we know that, sometimes, people blow up and they disappear, and Mark was not one of those people. So I was just so, hurt to hear the news, but thankful that this gathering is here, that we can, celebrate his life and his legacy. And, in his legacy, also keeping in mind, what can we do? What did Mark teach us that we can carry his name, his legacy, and his memory into the future? Couple of quick stories. Skeeter, talking about hanging out with Mark Harris. I remember times that, the fun thing about WRBB, sometimes we would just show up in the studio, whoever was on the air, and me, Mark, I think it was Wallace T, and a gentleman named Roddy, and I don't remember, he was from Lynn. And I don't remember everybody who was there that night, man, but we just hit a bunch of clubs, in downtown Boston. At the time, I was working in Worcester, and I was working for a top 40 station. And Mark was like, yo, man, we're just going to roll out into the city tonight. And we got into a conversation about what I was doing in Worcester. And at the time, the station switched from top 40 to country. And I had convinced Mark to do a weekend shift on this country radio station, WRC in Worcester, where he held it down for a couple of weeks out there. And it was great to see Mark in that role, because he was not afraid to get out of his comfort zone. Right. He jumped in there. It was a very complicated format with the clocks, and you had to stack up carts like a mile high. One side was commercials, the other side was music. Yeah, and what was it? The liner book and the all that stuff. Mark jumped in there and just handled it like a pro. And again, when we're given a gift in this life, using it properly, Mark was the example of that, and how he shared it with other people and stayed humble. And we're all going to miss the brother, but I definitely know a lot of ways we can keep his legacy alive moving forward.
Oh yeah,
most definitely.
Oh yeah. So Eddie Q is back. Hey, thanks for fixing the problem, Ed, on your end. I hope you can hear us, man.
My phone wasn't doing it.
Phone wasn't working, man.
I had to jump on the laptop.
Yeah, man. Tell us about your experience with Mark, man, in the RBB days, man, or even current,
Well, I mean, I think we really touched on a lot of what Mark was about, professionally. But what I'd like to add to this is that Mark as a person was got to be one of the most kindest people in the world I've ever known.
Yeah.
Not only back in the RBB days, but even as of now, whenever you were around Mark, even if you just got on the set, he would come up to you and say, "Are you okay? Are you good?"
Right.
And he meant that. Like whatever he could do, you need a T-shirt at the event, there's food over here. Like he was like the most consummate host ever. Like,
right.
Like his whole aura was just like always like there. So yeah, I mean we could shout out back in the days, and I remember him on the radio, and Lord knows, man, the voice, gotta love it. I've always had to fight through being a DJ and
And he was born with the voice.
Yeah, oh yeah, you gotta love it. Man. That's classic. But realistically, like as a person, he was like one of the most genuine people who I could say I've ever known. Literally, like never false, never, even though he was going through what he was going through and not even sharing that, he still was able to be abundantly shining and kind throughout the whole thing. And, that speaks volumes. Yeah.
Right. But you're right. No one could ever come up to me and say anything bad about Mark Harris.
Nope.
I would question them. You know what I mean? Because you're right. He was the kindest, the nicest person, and there's just no way someone could say anything bad to me about Mark. I would immediately question, well, what did you do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what did you do? Rick, Troy, did you go to Northeastern as well?
Yes, I did.
Oh yeah, talk about it.
He was
Hey,
in. He was in.
me and G-Day Max did all the remixes.
Oh man,
there.
G-Day man.
Wow.
Yeah, I did 4 years at Northeastern and had a great time there with everyone there. I mean, we had everyone. We had Jay Dixon, we had everybody, Mike Shannon, Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience. I met Mark there, and he's a great guy, man.
Y'all was stars to me, man.
Back then.
Straight up. No, I'm serious, man.
Yo.
Y'all was stars. I'm telling you, I would be in the projects, second floor, 25 Adams Street, man, with the speaker in the window, especially during the summertime, blasting WRBB, man. I followed all of y'all, man, especially Mark with that Soul's Place, man.
Yes, man.
Skeeter, you guys. I remember,
Okay,
I don't know. We back.
Oh, okay.
Especially, I remember I used to work at Brigham's on Boylston Street.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. As a kid, I worked at Brigham's, and Strawberries was right at the corner.
Right.
And after work every day, I would go into Strawberries. I would always see Skeeter. And I think it was either Wallace or Mark. I can't remember who you was with. But I would see you guys. I didn't know you during the time. I just knew who you were. And I would see you guys in Strawberries. And I'd be, that's them dudes. But what are your greatest memories of Rick?
Well, first, one of the things I remember from the ILD days, and I'm just going to address it. You say Marv is behind the engineering.
Yeah. Marv is getting it done for us. Thank you, brother.
Jay Dixon would appreciate this. The great Grady Moats was telling me about remotes. One of the things that happens is Marv has to check and see if there's an open channel, because what we're dealing with is, and Jay would appreciate this, a mix minus issue where the left channel and the right channel are meeting each other. We're getting an echo.
Right.
If he could adjust that and find out where the open channel is, everything will clear up.
Hey, Rick, guess what? You got a job, man.
Rick, there you go, Rick.
You got a job, man. What movie was that?
Hey, Rick, stop it. You know I got Grady Moses' number. I hate Grady. Need you, bro.
Marv Neal tied this place down for years, man. Kudos to the brother.
Yes.
Kudos. With Mark, I met Mark through Skeeter because the nucleus was Skeeter, Wallace, and Mark.
Right.
So much so, you remember the T-shirt, Skeet?
Yeah.
When we came through, when they came through with the concept, and I was the one who designed and did their first T-shirts.
Man, Rick has some incredible artwork, man. That guy he was
their
incredible
promo boards, all of that stuff. Mark and I, we go a little bit further than radio in terms of a lifelong legacy. His oldest sister went to high school with me over at Boston English. Laureen, who unfortunately passed from cancer as well. His oldest sister, Henrice, was married to my best friend, Henry. I met Mark through the guys, Wallace and Skeeter. One of the things I noticed about him, in addition to that great voice, was his aptitude for learning. Right. Troy brought up.
Yes.
He could, and again, we go back to J and Q, the patch field. Remember the patch field? Look at the faces. Look at the face. The patch field.
Hey, his face right.
Mark was able to, because at the time you had to, if you were on and you were on at a certain time and you couldn't reach one of the engineers, if it was Ray Fallon or Ralph Walton, you had to be able to, if the station went off the air, Troy knows this.
Yes.
You had to be able to patch it in to a different, you go into a different board. That way you'd be able to stay on the air. Mark was able to pick that up like at an instant, and he knew.
Right.
A beautiful spirit, wonderful voice. One of the jokes that Mark and I had, it was snowing. Troy might have been in the studio because there were a bunch of us. We got snowed in.
Yeah.
We were up in Studio B.
Yeah.
And that's where all the magic happened. Jay and Eddie know what I'm talking about. We weren't, these kids are cheating now. We used to use reel to reels. We had the Tascams. We had grease pencils and
the splicing tape.
I've done so many remixes on reel to reels back in the day.
I'm sitting across from the guy right here who's put up some amazing stuff as
Yeah,
well.
that's all I did, reel to reel.
So it was snowing and we all lived off of the House of Pizza.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Boston House of Pizza.
I said, listen, I'm gonna run over and grab some pizza for the folks. Mark said, okay, man, I'll go with you. We went by and it was snowing up to our knees. And we're walking, and me and Mark are talking. And I said something to Mark, and I turned around and Mark was down knee deep in the snow. He picked up the pizza. Now, Mark was a bull. He didn't, no snow was gonna stop him. He was just like, yo, keep going. I got you. Here we go, trudging in the snow. That was the night that John Belushi died.
Wow.
So we were all sitting around, melancholy and the whole thing. Wendy was there. Wendy Williams was, because if there's free pizza, Wendy was there. So Wendy was there. But the running joke is, Mark and I were together one other time when Marvin Gaye came.
What?
Mark said, Mark, and that Mark voice, yo, man, I gotta stop hanging with you.
He said, man, people keep dying.
Like it was mine.
Hey, real quick, we got a phone call. Who's on the line here?
James OB, man. What's up, Steve?
Hey,
James, what's up, man?
Yeah.
James, what's up, man?
Hey, brother.
Hey, what's up, Troy?
How you doing,
right,
man?
man.
You want to share some memories?
Oh, yeah. So I have the privilege to be on the alumni board of WRBB. So I get to stay in touch with almost everybody around the country.
Yes, sir.
When we do events, whenever we do them every 3 years or so.
Right.
But just the fact that Mark was always there at every alumni event and asking us, what do we need to do. So I've known Mark for over 40 years, just like the rest of you guys. And I never met such a genuine, down-to-earth person that would just look out for you, even if he didn't know you.
Yeah.
But I went to the hospital to see him like the first few weeks in January, and it's just me and him sitting there, and we started talking about how people don't take care of their bodies. Not talking about what he had, but they abuse their bodies and they don't have anything. You know what I mean? They don't. I have a brother that's handicapped. He's in a wheelchair, and there's other people have perfectly fine legs and arms. And every year they're drunk or high. Christmas comes around, they're still drunk or high. A year goes by. You know what I mean? So they're wasting a beautiful vessel. People who do that, and that's what we and Mark were talking about. How people need to look more into taking care of themselves. You know?
Right.
Yes, sir.
But he was awesome. And one more thing I want to say. I had my 60th birthday party at my house. I needed somebody to DJ, so I got my man Troy Anthony. He was rock, man. That was what a beautiful day that was, and the vibe. There was over 100-something people there, and I was running around. You got to meet my man Mark. I went to school with him.
Yeah, I remember that.
I have Mark at my birthday party, man. That voice was incredible, and I will miss him so much. Especially when you go to pick up the phone to call him, and he's not there. That's the part that I got to learn how to deal with. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's tough. It's gonna be tough for a lot of folks.
I will jump in, and this is directed at Skeeter. Even with the inception of the Bomb Squad, when we used to tear up the Chez Vous, remember? We said that because they were the in-house DJs, the Bomb Squad.
Yeah.
And then when Skeeter split, and then Wallace split, Mark kept it going, and it was still what was happening to today. And that's another notch to Mark keeping things together.
Right, and that's what a lot of folks didn't know, man. They didn't know that Soul's Place came from his history back at WRBB.
That's
and
it.
the same thing with the Bomb Squad.
Yes.
And also just in case, turn that volume down in case that's the issue with the feedback.
Oh, and Skeeter, I still have the first promo I did for the Bomb Squad.
Wow.
Okay, cool.
Wow,
Yeah.
you should have sent me
I
that,
did it.
man.
I did it in Studio
Wow.
B. Yeah,
Okay.
I did it. Well, and here's the other
Whoa.
thing too. RBB was top heavy with a lot of talent. Mark,
Yes.
Mark was under a lot of pressure because he came in with a God-given voice and a gift. You had Jay Dixon, you had
Yes.
Q, you know what I mean? You had, and here's an unspoken hero that we don't hear much about, but Mark Hackett.
Yeah.
Mark
Yeah,
Hackett,
Mark Hackett for real.
Mark Hackett had a cartoon mind like Jay Dixon. Jay Dixon started his own radio station.
Yes.
Am I telling business, Jay? Am I telling? He started his own station out of his house. But Jay was able to, and that's how me and Mark watched Jay from some of the things he did. The things that people are doing now with software, Jay was doing with reel to reel.
Yes.
Thinking not just outside of the box, he'd take the box and put it aside and just go ahead and make it possible.
Yes.
Mark would be a sponge and he would be that quiet guy sitting off to the side.
Yeah.
And a couple of times we're walking out and we're closing. Remember the big gate up at RB? Yeah. He said, and he'd say, "Yo, I'm gonna walk out with you, man. We're going down the stairs. Yo, how'd you do that? But one of the things that I learned from Jay and Eddie and a bunch of those guys, man, because they were the forerunners, really.
Yes, they were.
You reach back and you help out, and that includes information. And I would say, Mark, this is what I did, and he would look at me and go, "You gotta show me that, man. You gotta show me."
Yeah.
Right. Now, Jay, how many stations you running nowadays?
Well, I work with quite a few. Some of them are, contracted. Some of them are just, hey, man, what's going on kind of thing. But, what Rick said about Mark is something that I was trying to make a statement on, is because, my brother Donnie, who some of us know, was the one that taught me, electronics and all that stuff, and then how we pass it on. And that was the one thing I knew about Mark. And I see in a lot of the Facebook comments about, people who work with him and how they felt about losing him, was that they remember the things that he taught them, which is so important. Mark was probably one of the, main people in Black media or media in Boston that passed on so much. And, in that, I look at all of us, because we all know things where Eddie Q and I, some of us still have conversations about where we think things are going. So to your point, Steve, I do a lot of trending on where things are going, not just from a media standpoint, but now there's a lot of conversation about experiential things that we've all done in the past, whether it's Chez Vous or clubs or lounges or whatever. We're finding ways to bring people together. And Mark was really good at that, and I think the lesson that we can page that we could pull from our relationship with him in our lives is that okay, how do we figure out a way to keep that going, even if it was like I wish I could have had recent conversations with Mark just about, hey man, how many records do you have? Do you have any vinyl? Let's just do a vinyl takeover from them. And even if we do that among ourselves, we bring in the records and tell the stories around the music. I think Mark had in his collection Paris, Can't Let Go, big Boston record. What Can I Do by Instant Funk, big Boston record. Losing You by Atlantic Star, big Boston record. But it's not just the music, it's the stories behind that and all those experiences around the music. And Mark, with him doing Soul's Place, carried that legacy, and I think that's something that we should all look at moving forward.
Right.
Losing You by Atlantic Star is kind of like Folded by Kalani. It's kind of like that, a different version of it, right?
Right. Rusty's right there too.
Now we got a few more guests that join us. Coach, I got you coming back. Troy, you coming back. We got Ray Fallon on, and Rusty's back. We lost you for a second, but good to see you guys, man.
We just talked about Ray.
Hey, Ray, Rusty, hey.
How's everybody doing today?
Hey, Ray.
Great.
Good to see you, brother.
All right. We know you guys got some great stories or memories. Let's hear it, man, about our brother.
Kind of a funny thing. Whenever he was on, I would text him. If I saw that the link was coming up, he was going live, I would text him, and he would always kind of say the same thing, which is, "Hey, Ray taught me radio." Which kind of wasn't true. Basically, I always laughed because what he really meant was, when you joined the station, you had to learn how to run the studios and run the transmitter and everything, and take a test to get on the air. That's kind of what he really meant. And you know, he was so great, and just such a great guy. I've always followed his career. Every once in a while, they would do some function in the Boston area, and I would go from my house and just show up for a second, kind of shake his hand. And then when I heard he was in the, you know, Skeeter told me he was in the hospital, so I immediately went to the hospital. Like, I dropped everything, just went over and said, "Hey, what do you need?" Right. So, and that's kind of the last time I saw him. But I text to him as long as he was texting, and just such a great guy, just such a personal guy. And, you know, enough that it would make me want to like join this and just say, hey, he impacted my life just like you all did. And, you know, and he made it, right. You know, so a lot of people go into show business, they don't make it. And he did, and he did because of his immense talent, you know. Right. And, you know, another thing I could tell you, you know, that, and there's another person, it'll come to me, but Harold Dawson. I was talking to Harold Dawson a few years ago, and he was with the station. And one of the things we talked about was that we were all very competitive against each other in a good way, right? And that the reason everybody made it, you know, whether it was Wendy Williams or me in public broadcasting and as an engineer, was that we pushed each other to be better than we knew we could be, right? And I think everybody believed in each other more than we believed in ourselves, in a sense. And so there was a good level of competition, not the bad kind of competition and ego that you see in show business. But, you know, when Jay would, you know, Jay's here, when he would be in the studio and he'd be doing like this 30-minute edit of the Brazilian rhythm, you know, thing from All in All, you know,
Earth, Wind, and Fire, yeah.
All in All. He would, you know, the Brazilian rhythm theme is probably a minute. And Jay would do a remix for 30 minutes, right? You know, and I think he probably did that on tape. But that was the kind. That's the kind of the out of the box thinking that people did and pushed each other and whatever. So I look, I just wanted to come on and just say, you know, what a wonderful guy. He made a difference in my life. You know, enough to, like I said, I would join today. And, you know, Skeeter has always kept me. You know, Skeeter was the one who called me and told me he was ill, and so, you know, we dropped everything for Mark. And by the way, I would drop everything for all of you. And
that's awesome.
Know that. Just know
likewise, that. Ray. Likewise, man.
You know, so that's really all I have to say. And I just wanted to lend my support. And Gino, what a wonderful guy, right? And the only other thing I could say is I'm watching the Facebook posts, and everybody had the same type of relationship with Mark. He was open to everybody, loved everybody, and of course we loved him back. And that's kind of it. So,
hey, thanks for your kind words, man.
Thank you, Ray.
We appreciate it. Really good.
All right.
Well, you know, I had to chime in about those mixes. I remember, you know, Ray. You know, we were, and you're right. Studio B was really kind of where a lot of the magic was made. But when we were doing those mixes, those 1 minute mixes, there was no electronics back then. So we used to have to run the tape, and literally cut and splice the tapes together. Never forget,
Record it again. Yeah.
Jay showed me how to do that. And then, you know, I got pretty proficient at it. In fact, you know, there was a while I was working with the late, great Sonny Joe White. And we were doing a bunch of mixes there. I mean, I remember we did the Rock the Casbah mix. We did the D-Train, Keep On mix, like maybe a bunch of others, and he actually put them in rotation, you know, at Kiss 108, which was pretty, you know, mind-blowing. And it's like really cool that, you know, he actually was one of the programmers who was able to program out of your heart and not necessarily by data or statistics, you know. And I think that's kind of what the essence of WRBB was, and on so many different levels, because like even like Kevin CC Chocolate Cowboy.
Yeah, Kevin Morrison. Yeah,
right. Morrison. So he had what was the horse? Coco.
Coco was his horse. Yeah.
Right. Ask me how I can remember that.
But yeah, and he used to have his whole imagery of his show, and the music that he selected. I mean, he was big on Slave, that whole Slide, and all those like really homegrown R&B records. I mean, everybody kind of had a niche. I think my niche was maybe a little disco-y. I never forget, and also Champion Records. I mean, I was always about trying to bring new records to the table. I've always been part of that music label community. And I never forget Elroy R.C. Smith, when we were over at WILD. He used to call me the guy with the esoteric records because they were not researched records. And, some of them were really off the wall, and some records we were able to create at RBB that I'm not sure would have really worked out. Songs like Tanya Gardner Heartbeat. I don't know if you remember that song. The
guys, a lot of records, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Ready. I brought a record back from Miami from the Winter Music Conference at Debbie Deb When I Hear the Music. And one of the most popular ones, I think, is when we had the New York City Peach Boys record. And then we had the
Don't Make Me Wait.
And then we had the Soul Sonic Force record, which is, by the way, I think we were on the first radio station.
We were
to play that, because we got that record directly from Arthur Baker, the producer, from Tom Silverman, the Tommy Boy Records. And we actually put those records on cart, where we used the Don't Make Me Wait a cappella over that record. And that's how we played it. And it was perceptually as that. And people ran to Strawberries to buy the record, only to realize they were two separate records. They didn't know better.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
We were so decadent. We just built the record together, put it out there, and fed it to the community, and it was like the hit. And people called up requesting it, and it was like, I mean, that was the power that we had, and it was quite a time in radio life. I think the biggest thing about it is we weren't afraid to take chances. With WRBB, the deal is that we had great ideas, and we were, very much to what Ray was saying, in competition with each other, but good competition. It's almost like saying, wow, look what you did, and how cool was that? So what can I do to, accentuate that? What can I do to build on that? And so we were coming with these new ideas, but I understand that, commercial radio, you have a certain governing mechanism. There's only so much that you can do. But with WRBB, we kind of grew up in a radio way where it was like, let's try it. Let's throw it out there, throw it on the wall and see if it sticks. And it didn't necessarily have guardrails like a horse, as the blinders. We were just free to just experiment. Let's try this, let's try that. And some of the hours were grueling, talk about Mark Hackett, man. That boy loved on the radio.
Yeah.
I never forget there were times when people didn't show up for his show, and I'd check out back when I was program director, and I'd say, okay, Mark, I'll see you later, do it as best as you can. And eventually, we'd have to shut the station down. Nobody showed up.
You come back and Mark was there.
RBB was real radio back then to me. RBB didn't fall under the umbrella of what most stations did, where they followed, what was top 10 or top 20
commercial.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that was one of the great thing about you guys broke a lot of records, man. You broke a lot of records.
Something too, though, Goose, and what we're talking about, and what Eddie alluded to, and what Ray laid out is a very lifeline for all of us that were at RBB, particularly. And that's what I believe was one of the strengths that Mark absorbed and picked up, because it was progressive music. That's what RBB was. That's progressive radio.
It was.
Jay,
Great
Eddie,
point.
you know what I'm talking about, because during the inception, Austin and Boston, all of that whole thing was laid out. But Mark absorbed that, and the competition, like Ray said, was there, and it was a friendly competition. But what it was doing was setting us up for the real radio world, because once you get out there, them brothers and sisters didn't love us. See, it was loving RBB.
Right.
We'd break you a couple of times and pull you aside, and we'd clown you and the whole thing. But when it came for big money and real stakes, and you got out in the real radio, that was it.
Right.
Mark and I, we talked about, I had made a mention to him about being program director.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark had said, no, man, I'll just stay behind the scenes, man. Which was okay, man. He said, but he was asking me about some of the things.
That radio voice was always on, man.
Yeah, but what some of the things that it incorporated. And I said, man, I learned from watching. I stumbled a couple of times. I got fired a couple of times. And Jay, you don't, unless you're fired once, you run out really. That was your coming of age.
We all got fired.
Yeah, so unless you got fired once, so you know you're still a rookie. But and I recall to Mark one of the things Jay and I talked about. I think it was you and what's his name, Kiss Brown, the PD,
Vinny
Brown. Yeah.
A conversation about being on the third floor and looking down at traffic. Remember that conversation, Jay? And how you program it. It's like you can't look at it from the ground because you don't see things. You're up on the third floor. You can see where the traffic jams are, the traffic lights are. You can see all of that. You have to be up and above all. See, I remember that, Jay. I remember that conversation. But those kind of things I heard from Jay and I passed to Mark because that's what was cultivated, like Ray said, and like Eddie kind of alluded to as well.
Right.
That's what was cultivated at RBB. Mark absorbed that kind of stuff until his days out. Those are the things that Mark kept, and he always kept them because that's what kept him.
Kept and shared. That was
it. That was it. I mean, and Jay and I have talked about. There were a couple of times I talked to Sonny. Sonny would come in. Steve, remember Sonny would come in to ILD. You couldn't talk to him. He was in there. He was eating his soup and he was reading his paper. He was in his conference room. Eugenia said, "Honey, don't go over there." Like it was a toxic area. Don't go over there. Yeah. Because Mark had asked, what's he like, man? I said, Sonny is a normal guy, sorta. Sorta. Right. But one of the things that Sonny was saying is the same thing. I always promised I'd never imitate this. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to. Coach has heard me do it a couple of times. But he would turn around and pass on things and say, what were we talking about? Oh, how can Sonny? The question was, Sonny, how can I get them to see? And he said, you can't be mad. I hope Jay's sitting down because he says you can't be mad and you can't be frustrated if they don't see what you see. All you can do is tell them, because you can see some things that they can't. Eventually, they will get it. Those that don't get it will be told. And I went, damn, that was worth sitting down for. And he says, okay. Okay, get out of here. I got to eat my soup now.
Right. And Jay, don't feel held back here. I know you got something to do. So if you got to run, let me know, man.
I see Rusty on here. Is that the Rusty the Toe Jammer Rusty?
Rusty the Toe Jammer. And the same for you, Ray. You got to run, man. No big deal.
Listen, I got to run though, but I walked out of a meeting because I needed to do this, and I want to say this to all of you all. I'm a prodigy of all of you all. I was the kid at RBB. I'm still trying to process this because, along with Mark and along with all of you all are OGs to me. You all made me.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to process because I went and saw Mark.
Right.
I went and saw Mark. And it was tough.
Take your time, bro.
I called Skeeter to let him know, but Mark was up and talking at the time. He was in a good space, but I didn't know he went back. That kind of like fucked me up. But two things that I'm gonna do over the summer. I think I got the last interview of Mark over the summer. I'm working on like history of hip hop, and I did the Bomb Squad. It was me, Skeeter Wallace, and a couple of Reggie and Watts.
Mm-hmm.
Did filming, so I'm gonna put that together like soon as possible to put it out, because that would be Mark. I believe that might be Mark's last interview.
Right.
He said a lot, so I think I'm gonna put that out. Back. The second part of it is that one thing that I remember about Mark, and Skeeter, you might remember this, is when I think is Wallace on here too?
No,
I couldn't find Wallace, man.
I tried to catch him. He said he wasn't going to come on. He said he's
I think it's too much. I think it's too much.
one thing that I remember what Mark, and I bring this up all the time. I think it was the first time that I think we all did a party somewhere. It might have been my first time, and and Wallace didn't want to pay me.
What?
I hope you heard that, Wallace.
Do you remember that?
What? Say that again.
Do you remember that?
What? Say it again. I didn't hear you.
That I came out and spun one night. I think this might have been the first time, but Wallace didn't want to pay me for spinning.
Was it Shavu?
I don't know when it was. All I remember is that Mark and Skeet, especially Mark, went hard to make sure that I got paid that night. Wallace wasn't getting nothing. He's like, what did he do? He didn't do nothing. But I held the party that night. I don't know if Skeeter, you remember that. But that's one thing that sticks in my mind about Mark. Mark made sure I was always good.
I can see Mark. I can see Mark leaning over Wallace now. Yo, you gonna pay Skeet? You gonna pay? You gonna pay?
He said it like that. He said, "You're gonna pay him."
Yeah. You gonna pay Rusty?
But Mark always made sure that I was good. Mark made sure he was part of anything that I was gonna do. Mark made sure of all of that, and I've always had total respect for him. Right along with the rest of you all. You all made me. I didn't do all this.
Right.
Just learned how to spin.
Right.
You all did all that, and I owe that to along with Mark. I owe that to all of you all, and I appreciate you all. This is tough for me. I just want y'all to know that.
Take your time. Take your time.
I'm done. I'm good.
Hey, Rusty.
Wait. We got to give praises too, Russ. You got a legend in your own right because you helped Fresh Records down. So all the while we were building these records in the air, you were serving the community with those records.
Well, yeah, that was built off the strength of everything before that, man. I know that.
Real quick question for Rusty about the are you doing a documentary? I heard you say you're collecting some film footage
I'm doing a Boston hip hop documentary because I feel like Boston hip hop is not being represented properly. Anytime the city stops talking about Boston hip hop, they always stop in the 90s. They stop LG. And they forget everything else that was before that. That's where I'm starting.
Yeah.
So
here's an idea.
Part of that.
Here's an idea, and I'm going to go back to what Ray said and how WRBB was competitive, and we and Eddie Q and all. There's a common theme here in how we inspired each other.
Right.
And Mark, with the footage that we have, and just an idea is that somebody should do a 1-hour documentary. I can help put this together and lay it out. What is it? DaVinci Resolve. I know how to use that. Get the cinematic mode on your phone going and share the stories. If this was even recorded, this is an hour and 15 minutes. Somebody can put something like this together and share that story and have Mark's story up front in that as well.
Well, his son, if I'm not mistaken, it started that. So I'll talk to you about that.
Yes.
And we'll all get together on that, including the stuff you're talking about.
If I'm not mistaken,
you might want some of the footage I got.
Okay.
Skeeter, you could correct me. I believe Mark was there when you guys pulled me into the studio, and Rusty would, because remember Rusty's mother was always coming up, making sure he was back in the project on time. If he was hanging with the boys and the whole thing, I remember, and Skeeter, I believe it was your show, but I know Mark was there, and I know Wallace was there. The first time you said, "Yo, watch this." Rusty, take your sneakers off. He started scratching with his feet.
Because is that how that started? That's how that started.
Yeah, it just came up in conversation. I just said, "Whoa, man, that brother's a toe jammer."
Well, let's give credit is due first and foremost. And I always say this to everybody: I did not name myself. Rick is the one that named me.
Wow.
Okay. But he held up because it was spontaneous. But what I'm saying is that is another cog in the creative wheel that was RBB.
Yes.
because reverse reverb, Jay Dixon.
Yeah.
Two people, one person recording themselves, interviewing another person, Jay Dixon, Mark Hackett. The progressive music that ended up becoming big hits, Eddie Q. The thread ran so long and so deep. Mark was a part of all of that. He was there to see all of that, and that's what helped sustain him, I believe, because that's what helped sustain us all.
Yes.
Chuck Tarver was the one that showed me reverse. He was the one that showed me the reverse reverb.
Did he?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, you guys, man. When it comes to RBB, like I said, man, it was WILD during the day. But the truth of the matter is, I grew up on WRBB. All of you guys, and like you said, we all inspired each other, man. It wasn't like, again, even Rusty. I remember seeing Rusty and Skeeter at a party at the Roxbury Boys and Girls Club. Right across the street from Warren Street. I was at that party. Wasn't supposed to be, but I was there.
Wow, But I mean, even in the remix realm, Sean, remember Sato?
Sato.
Boy,
That was Q's man right there.
I remember when G-Day came in, Nigerian brother, his accent was so thick it was bulletproof. But he was like Mark, a heart of gold.
Yeah.
He wanted to get in with his brothers. He wanted to mix in with the culture. There was a language barrier. I was the guy that had to stuff babysit him. But in terms of articulation, well, it wasn't his language to begin with, so he had to be forgiven. But when we got in and seen what he could do musically, and some of the things that he did, and then he left and went on to do stuff for labels, those kind of things. Me, Mark, Troy. I mean, we were all, we were all a part of that whole thing, and we watched that trajectory. We've lost some good brothers, just like Mark, and some sisters too. I can't leave Millie out, and we've lost. Yeah.
Let me just say,
and Quick Draw.
Let me just say real quick, Coach. Even though you're not up, your mic is on. Same thing with you, Troy, and also Vinny's in here. One of Mark's best friends is here. The camera's not on, but your mic is. And I believe we have
Harold Austin.
Hey fellas, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Hey, we can hear you. We can't see you, but we can hear you. Okay,
Harold, Harold, you have the loudest mic as usual.
You're too funny.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in here.
Connecticut. That's the Godfather.
Folks, I don't know if you all know, but this is history right here. These are all great friends of Mark Harris, and it goes all the way back to the WRBB days.
Somebody needs to mute. Somebody needs to mute.
Yeah, who's got all the noise in the background? That you, Harold? Where you at, man?
No, it's not me. Oh yes, it might be me.
There would be no Soul's Place if it went for Harold Austin.
Jay said Harold always got the loudest mic.
Yeah, hold on. Let me try to get past all this noise. Yes, we do.
Yeah, talk to us, man.
Hold on 1 second. All
right.
Yeah, man. This is great, man.
All right, I love you.
Yeah, we love you, Russ, man. Thank you, man. We'll talk.
Yes.
We'll talk later,
Rusty.
Yeah, man. I'm still here.
All right. So we got
Yeah, Mark, man. It hurts, man. He was a really good friend. Mark was a really he was a pro, man. He was a pro. But he filled the airwaves with more than just music. He filled them with warmth, humor, and a genuine love for people. For years, he was a familiar voice that kept listeners company through early mornings, long commutes, and quiet nights. But beyond the microphone, he was even a greater presence. Kind, generous. He was always ready to fit in, lift others up. Like I said, he was a good friend. So, like you guys, friends, colleagues, remember him as someone who never chased the spotlight, yet somehow we became one, bringing light to everyone. That's right. He's bringing light to everyone around him. So he had a a rare gift for making people feel heard, whether they were the callers on the line or friends in his life. And even though the studio is quieter now, his voice and spirit live on. And the countless lives he touched, he'll be deeply, deeply missed and fondly remembered as not just a great DJ, but, even as a greater person. So my condolences to my friend, his family. He surely will be missed. Rest in peace, Marky Baby. Rest in peace.
Yes, all right. And real quick, we do have another phone call. Who's this? I'm sorry for keeping you waiting so long. Whoever this is. Hello.
Hey guys, it's the Songbird. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hey,
how you doing? How you doing?
Angelina, what's going on?
I am looking at this. I'm watching the live, and I am seeing and hearing all of my childhood right now. You all of y'all are legends. Just digging up a legend. I see Uncle Rick. I'm like, wow.
Angie, baby.
Man, listen, if I could just leave my desk and come up here and just hug on all of y'all. Oh my gosh.
Right.
We're gonna send Mark off in style, and I mean, for everyone to just reminisce about him, and I can remember every single Kite Festival, every single park concert that ILD put on. My nights as a teenager sitting by my radio with the tape recording all of y'all's shows. I remember all of that, and just to know that. I mean, you guys are all legends yourselves. So, I realize we are bigging up Mark and loving on him, but you guys are all legends yourselves. And the day I walked into the Urban Heat and saw Gooseby and Mark, it was like my heart just filled up all over again, because you guys were there with my career from the beginning, every last one of you. And then Eddie Q reminded me that he was a DJ back in the day when we went to this party on Sunday. And I'm just like, yo, listen, y'all are the bomb.com. Let me tell you. And I'm like, Rusty, I'm a little full, so we're going to keep it brief because I know you guys have a lot of memories to discuss. But thank you so much for just being a part of my childhood and my music life, and just having. Mark is that's my guy. That is my guy. I'm gonna miss him so much. I'm gonna miss him so much.
Yeah.
Because ain't nobody like him. He is truly a gentleman's gentleman.
Right.
No doubt.
Well, thank you for all the kind words. We love you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And I love y'all too. I'm gonna let y'all get back to it because I'm listening to all the funny stories.
All right,
Have a great day, fellas. I love you.
Angie,
love you too, baby.
Thank you.
Yeah. And what a phenomenal singer, by the way, too.
Absolutely.
If you was at Escape on the Cape, and listen, I known her from back in the day, and I always knew she could sing. But when she did make it last forever with Teddy Riley on stage, yo, she ate it up. She ate it alive.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen her sing like that.
A lot of people don't realize too. Angie was and still continues to be a mentor for girls. Always, in terms of placement, demeanor, always correcting and coaching. You know what I mean? And that was one of the hallmarks too. Even as a little side note too, her daughter's Pebbles' goddaughter.
Right, and I'm gonna get you back up in a second, Harold. Give me 1 second.
No doubt.
Gillespie.
As I call Angelina, I call her Pumpkin.
Oh man, what a great job she did with her, man. Old Gillespie.
Yeah, Gigi.
All right, yeah, sure.
Right. Yeah, man, definitely gonna miss Mark, man. It was tough. Coach and I went to see him. Was it Wednesday,
last week,
Thursday?
A week ago.
Yeah,
Sure
and personally, I didn't want to go because as I told you, I didn't want to see him like that. Man.
Yeah. And when you and I talked on the phone, and I found out towards the tail end, I disappear up into the mountains and then I feel about stuff, and then I come back down. But or else I would have in fact been there. But you know what? I believe everything happens for a reason. Maybe I wasn't supposed to go. I may not have been able to take it. Man,
I mean, I was glad I went. I saw him when he was in Milton, but I was happy to go see him, man. And I think he was very happy to see us and hear our voices. Yeah. But the hardest part, man, was leaving.
Yeah, man.
It was the hardest part because just seeing him in that condition, one, and then having to leave and say bye, not knowing. You know what I mean? That was tough.
Yeah, because
that was tough, man.
I was just seeing him like a month ago. I was seeing him on Thursdays at Stop and Shop.
Right.
Okay.
Right in Stoughton.
Right.
And we'd be in the store together and we'd come out together.
Right.
We talking while we were shopping and talking while we were at the register, talking in the parking lot. I know folks are probably like, I wish these two would just call each other. But man,
Unfortunately for me, the last time I saw him, we were at the New Edition, the Street Navy.
Yeah.
I got one of those big Mark Harris bear hugs. You know,
Mhm.
how you doing, Big Daddy? I'm fire, Mark.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
smart,
good, brother.
Yeah. I think Harold, we could hear you, I believe, but we can't see you. You know? Can you hear?
Has anyone reached out to Skippy? Because Mark and Skippy were cool. Has anybody talked to Skip?
Actually, I haven't talked to him.
I know his birthday was, I think, in March.
Yeah,
sometime.
I haven't talked to him about.
You check on that brother too. See how he's doing.
Yeah.
the big 9-0.
Skippy's here with us.
Yeah. We got another phone call. Hello, good morning. Who's this?
What's going on, fellas? It's Dita Weeder, man, for the Morning Cafe.
What's up, Dita?
Hey,
How you doing,
Yeah,
man?
right.
All right, man. Hey, I just wanted to say, hey, you guys hear me?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say, man, I really appreciate the homage y'all are paying to Mark Harris, man. I've been working with Mark Harris in radio for the last 8 years. I've known him for about 11 years, and I didn't even, know that he had been to all the stuff that he had told me about until I started doing radio with him in about 8 years ago. And, once I heard his voice, I remembered everything from back in the day. It's just amazing how Mark always contributes, even radio today, to radio back when you guys used to do it.
Yeah.
Like he would always want us to do real radio, like with the legal ID on the hour, or just mentioning the other shows, or he would always mention you guys' names. How we're not doing real radio like Rick Anderson guys do, or with Ian Tudor and Rusty and those guys. Like, and he always went back to his WILD days and to his WRBD days. When I first met him, I went to a reunion. And I met a lot of you guys at the Wendy Williams things he did at Northeastern. That was around 8 years ago or something like that. And a lot of the fellas was there, and it's just an honor to I got in radio late, but it's just an honor to even be mentioned, when they mention the Bomb Squad now and things like that, they mention you guys and things like that. I've always been a fan of you guys, Scrooge, all of you guys since I was a little kid. My mom, that's all she used to listen to was WILD, and I'm just so honored that you guys are paying homage to Mark like that. And thank you so much.
Yeah, we all love him, man. We all gonna miss him, man.
No doubt.
We're gonna miss him, man. Thank you, Dita, man.
Appreciate
you, man. Love you, bro.
Stay up, Dita.
And D. Weed, I would offer this to you as well. Just like Mark, you do the same thing. You listen, you learn, you watch, and ask questions. That's the only way you can progress, brother. You have the resources around you. You have the network. Take advantage of it. Some people pay big money to go to school to learn this stuff, of course. And a lot of us, it was through trial and error at a great cost sometimes, because it could cost you your job. So just continue to learn and observe and ask questions. I've got guys on here. There's some things I didn't know about music. I could tap Eddie Q. He'll tell you more than you need to know. But just because it's extra, you use it later on. And believe me, it's happened. I've done it. This is life.
I got trouble on speed dial.
Let me tell you, man. One of the greatest music guys who never really got into the music business because he wasn't about the politics. Eddie Q. That's the man right there.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. My brother. All right, D. Hang in there, brother. All right, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Right.
Hey, fellas, I gotta bounce, but let's I thank you for doing this, and let's just find as many ways possible to keep Mark's legacy alive, man. That's all I can say.
I'll be in touch with you about
Jay.
a few things, Jay. We'll talk, man.
My
All right,
God.
cool.
Thanks for your
Right,
time,
Jay.
man.
Dixon, y'all. Jay Dixon.
Yeah, Jay Mixon Dixon, man.
Yes,
I remember
yeah.
Jay had this remix too. I'll ask him about it later, but Jay had this this remix, man, before he left. Or it might have been during or right after he left RBB.
Which song?
It was a song. Actually, it was a song that he did. Jay put out a couple of records.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, the two. Yeah, one I remember. I can see it on like a maroon label.
I can't. I thought it was a yellow label. He put.
Oh,
out
that might have been the other one too.
Hey, Steve, I want to say this. Jay Dixon was the first guy who I seen DJing at a party, and he was phasing a record.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I was a young boy. I was like 15. I checked him out, and I was watching what he was doing with both the records. And the record he was phasing was Chic, Le Freak.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he had me in a daze.
Yeah. there are a lot of things that there are a lot of things that Jay has done, Mark Hackett, a bunch of Sato, a bunch of guys that have done some things that technology had to catch up to them and create the sound. So they're just like, oh yeah, that's so. But just like Mark Harris, in my rise, I reached out to these guys. Eddie Q and I have had conversations, brother. Always accommodating.
You guys always like that.
If Eddie's having something,
Eddie Q always got it going
if Eddie has something, it'll start out with you probably already know. But listen, if you're in the area, always accommodating. Never forget to Jay Dixon,
man.
Same thing. So but Mark, that was part of Mark's legacy. Is that what we're talking about is what Mark learned, and what we learned is what we did. We progressed each other, not just the music.
Right. I got a couple quick things, Goose. Got text from the main man, Marv Neal. Right. So he sends me Marky Jr. He's going to be with everybody tonight, and that'll be at the 2-Stop Toast for Mark, and that'll be Brother Tap doing that.
Okay,
if I'm not wrong. And then don't forget that at Uncle JG's at the Comedy Explosion tonight, they're going to be honoring our guy. We're talking about him too.
Sounds like a plan. We got another phone call real quick. Hello, who's this?
It's Dwayne Omar.
Hey,
what's up, Dwayne?
Yo, my man.
Yes.
What's up, Dwayne?
Set it off,
This
record.
party is jam-packed.
and
Yes,
you know that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we got the fellas on here. What's going on, D?
Hey man, I wasn't gonna be there, just leaving a dentist appointment, and but I figured I'd call in. I called in earlier, and I know a lot of people trying to get in.
Right.
Just wanted to, send a shout out to the family again. My condolences, and I'm glad I had the opportunity to know Mark, knowing him over 45 years, and one of the few brothers that never step over the years. When he knew I had millions of dollars in the bank, he never asked for a penny, even though it was available to him. And he was always the same dude, no matter whether he figured I was on or I was off. He's the same guy. And I appreciate it about him.
Definitely.
One of the last real ones,
Yeah, no doubt, man.
He is.
Doubt, man. Definitely gonna be missed,
He'll
man.
be definitely missed.
Yeah, and we're gonna honor him as we talked about in other ways too, man. I'll make sure we have a conversation with the family as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And this Sunday, I'll be doing a message about my brother's keeper called "I'll Keep My Brother" on TikTok. I usually do Sabbath Sundays, but I'm dedicating a message to Mark this Sunday.
Definitely.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, man. Thank you, brother, man. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, Steve, I want to say
So
something.
just appreciate you too.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right,
sir.
now you have a blessed one.
All right, D. You
Thanks,
too,
man.
bro. Good
Yeah.
to hear you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Steve,
That was Dwayne Omar, by the way.
I want to say something too. I got the chance the last 10 years of doing the other half of the Bomb Squad. Mark and I, we started here, of course, with Marv Neal, and we've been doing it for 10 years now. And I'm going to make sure that I keep the Bomb Squad going in honor of my boy Mark. And We had a great time. I loved. He was my music partner, one of my best friends, and I'm always going to keep the Bomb Squad going and doing what we do here, man.
Let me offer this to you too.
Yes, sir.
Let me offer this to you too, because I watched Mark come in. I watched you come in.
Yes.
First off, salutes.
Yes, sir.
For keeping it going.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Not just from here on, but up until this point.
Yes.
You're dropping the mic like I haven't been on radio before. Yeah, up until this point.
Yeah.
Reach out. Whatever you need, whenever you need it.
Thank you, man.
All right,
Appreciate you.
Okay.
I appreciate everyone here.
I'll definitely help you out. I did one for Chris too. I never told you that I did a spot for Chris.
Paul Porter.
He never used it.
Yeah, we trying to get Paul Porter on.
Use it, but that's all right.
Yeah,
Put that one on mute. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Okay.
Yeah, I just called Paul and gave him the link. Told him jump on.
Beautiful. Thank you, man. Appreciate
I
that.
hit up Wallace also. He said he wasn't feeling well.
Okay.
And, he wasn't quite up to it. You know
Everything is on mute right now, so I don't know if anybody can hear.
Who's on mute?
I got you, Skeet.
We can hear you.
We got you,
Skeet.
Skeet. Well,
we can definitely hear you, man. Yeah. So let me see. Can you hear us, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also tried to reach out to Chuck Carver, but I don't have his
We
number.
can't see you, but that's okay. We can hear your voice, man. It's been a long time.
Give him a roll call.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that we gotta get together like this, but man, thank you for joining us and
let him know who us is.
Yeah.
He
Tell
missed Jay.
Yeah, Jay was on a little while ago. He had to catch a bus, so he had to leave. But
Okay.
So Paul Porter is another one of those WRBB alumni.
Yeah.
Did you work at IOD too?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, that was before me. Yep. So I didn't see you during that time.
Before Elroy. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Paul was the first of us to go pro.
Yeah.
Paul went down to KISS in DC.
What you trying to say? I'm old?
No, brother, no, no, not at all, man. I'm only a year behind you, brother. That's
Okay.
He also did some work at BET as well.
And he was at CAS and also at every NBA All-Star game.
Oh, wow, good memory.
You talk about the pillars of WRBB. That's the brother right there.
And you still got the voice too, so I'm positive you and Mark hung around.
Oh,
I cannot hear. I cannot hear.
Yeah, man. Talk to us, man. Any memories or stories you want to share with us?
Man, to be honest, I didn't know Mark well. I only talked to him online, but I see all the love he's getting from you guys. And I just wanted to, honor him, man. Y'all got to keep doing that thing. We've been fighting for Boston radio station for decades. And I know he was a fighter for sure.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was, man. Wow. This is gonna be tough for everybody, man.
It is, man.
It's definitely gonna be a tough time. I mean, he was so loved by everybody. I just hope, I know a lot of times, we're here and, they always say, man, you got to give brothers their flowers while they're here. I just hope that he knew the amount of love that people have for him, man.
I believe he did. I believe he did.
He knew that.
He was sensitive enough and sensible enough to know 100%. He knew when it was less than 100%.
Right.
And because he was a big, quiet giant, sometimes he'd keep it to himself unless you poke the bear, and that's when it all came out.
Right.
That's it.
He was like, hey, he was like Paul Porter.
We got another phone call too. Who's this? Who's on the line?
Good day, gentlemen.
Good day.
This is Marv.
Marv, what it do,
Marv,
my
what's
guy?
up, my brother?
And thanks for helping out with those technical situations, by the way.
Nah, no problem. I just wanted to say, as Deepa said, I thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your schedules to jump on the phones, jump on the calls and video to pay homage to Mark Harris. Mark is one that's definitely going to be missed. He was a gentleman in a total class act. And, once the family has the funeral and the reviewing and all of that, we at the Urban Heat are going to put together a memorial service
for Mark that's going to take place in April. And we absolutely 100% need the input of all of you gentlemen, because you all have so much rich history from, back in the day, involving Mark and involving radio, and you guys are still active and knowledgeable. So we want to do a memorial service that really stands out, and we're gonna need your participation to make this thing, what we really want it to be.
Sounds good, Mark.
Okay.
And I got your note. We read it. I hope you heard it.
Yep, cool.
Yep.
So hopefully we will be able to see you all tonight.
Yep. So you got everyone's support on that, Marv, for sure.
Yeah,
that's right, brother.
You got to worry about that, man. We all gonna hold it down for Mark. So, yeah, man.
Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna jump off the line in case anybody else wants to call in. But again,
all right, appreciate you, man.
I'm humble. Thank you, gentlemen. Have a
Hold
good
on,
night.
bro. Let me ask brother. Let me ask brother Paul, man. Paul, how are you doing, brother?
Hey, no complaints, man.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm healthy.
Good.
I hit the big 68.
Wow. Listen to this guy.
Nice.
Man, 68.
But I'm back to my Northeastern basketball ways. So I'm good.
Okay. All right. Hey, at 68 feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, shit, man. It's scary, man. And this is the stage when you see all your friends passing, people like Mark, and dealing with sickness and pain.
Yeah.
So please try to stay healthy, brothers.
Yeah.
And go to the doctor, man.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah, and watch the food that you eat. So yesterday, man, actually Tuesday, we did a show on cancer and the connection with food, man. And listen, I ain't trying to scare nobody or anything like that, but you do have to, check those ingredients, man. There's stuff in there. I'm telling you, man, I've learned this. There is stuff in the food that causes, there are a lot of kids with ADHD, and there's foods like that has that yellow dye, that red dye, that blue dye. If you read up on it, it causes that. It causes cancer, and it's in a lot of the food that we eat.
You're telling me about that. Was it Yucca?
Yeah, Yucca. That's the app. It's a free app. Download it, man. It's called Yucca. It's a free app, and it'll tell you about all that stuff.
Yes.
And you'll probably never look at. I know I don't look at food the same no more now, man. And there's a lot of things I used to eat that I don't anymore. So,
Paul, I can honestly tell you, man, at 68, life makes more sense at this age than it did a couple of years ago. Goose did my 60th birthday. What was it? Oh, well, it'll be 10 years this year. I'll be 70 in September, man.
Wow.
You can't. Jesus, man. Don't say so.
No, but we can't believe that.
I thought I just saw a headstone.
That's
come
like
up.
that Kevin Hart. That's like the Kevin Hart thing. Damn.
Wow, Ray.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I'll talk to somebody who cares. So, Paul, but believe me, brother, life makes more sense up here than it did when we were young. And you and I believe I've said this to you before. You and Earl Boston and Jay Dixon, the two or three of the thinking brothers that are left out of that era, man. You just go ahead and process it. You know what's right and what's not, man. That's what got you this far. So God bless you, bro.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Captain.
Captain Paul Porter.
Captain Paul.
Your mic's on. It's on.
Mark Hackett's gonna call in.
Oh, Mark Hackett's gonna call in. Okay, cool.
Okay.
And by the way, Vinny's been sitting here. I don't have a camera for him, but
What's up, Vinny?
chime on in and say whatever you got, man. Because I know you and Mark, and I know it's hard for you too, man, because you and Mark were best friends, man.
Let's see if that's in.
All right. Good morning. Welcome to the Urban Heat. Who's this?
It was good. It's Mo Wilkes. How you doing, Maurice?
Oh, Mo.
What's up, Mo?
Well, what's up,
Mo?
Maurice? What's up, Maurice?
Maurice. What's up, brother?
Good to hear from you, man.
You hanging in there.
It's very touching tribute to a good man, with good coach, with good Troy.
All right, bro.
My beat Skeeter, and seeing Skeeter on the video, man, that's going back to RBB. Rick, of course. Oh man, Thank you, Bruce, for putting this together. Appreciate y'all.
All right, we appreciate you as well,
You
man.
know Mark, man, he was a good dude.
Always good to hear from you.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All right.
Keep up the good work, man. I'll be listening.
Thanks,
you,
Mo.
bro.
All right, Mo.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, and if you like to chime on in, 617-238-7111. That's the number.
Let's get him in.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
Hey,
Mo is with 88.1, right?
Say that again, Eddie.
Mo is with 88.1, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
ERS.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
over at
yeah,
ERS.
yeah,
88.9, by the
88.9.
way.
88.9.
88.9. Yeah, my old stop.
89, that's right. ERS, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Vinny.
Hey, so I'm Vinny Brown. I'm Mark's cousin. And just being around all you guys, I didn't go to Northeastern. I learned from every one of you guys. Mark pushed me into this. I remember calling Goose at 1 o'clock in the morning about the board.
Right.
Where we was doing the Keith Sweat show.
Right. Yep.
But when Jay was on, he was talking about a country station in Worcester.
Yeah.
So me and Mark was roommates at the time. And so he said, come with me to do this show. Okay. We don't need the crates. Nah. I'm just going to sit there. I goes, he tells me on the way to Worcester that this is a country station. Now I'm just jabbing at him. I want you to do your cowboy from Grandmaster voice. I'm cowboy. Because you got the deep voice anyway. So we got there. We did it about 2 weeks. We went out nowhere. And we just didn't know what to do. Yeah, so but Mark had it. Mark had the board, he had everything. And so it was a lot of things growing up that were funny to me that make me smile and laugh now.
Yes, sir.
Because I've been through a lot with Mark.
Yes,
We
you have.
grew up together. I knew Skeeter before I knew Mark knew Skeeter. Because me and Skeeter lived in the South End. So one day he goes, I gotta go meet my boy. Where? Back in the South End. All right, cool. I'm from the South End. Before I moved to Dorchester. And we walk up together. It's Skeeter. What's up, Skeeter? Hey, what's up, man? we got that Northeastern. We did a summer program. And I remember Skeeter said, I'm gonna do communication. I'm gonna do sports. Skeeter just ran with it. He became one of the biggest names in Boston. Everybody know.
Oh yeah.
Skeeter
I
did
tell
that.
you, I'm gonna tell y'all something real quick, right? I remember this vaguely. Well, no, it was something like this. Skeeter, you was doing the weather, or you and somebody was doing the weather, man. And it was funny as hell back then, man. I don't know if I'm gonna say it where it's funny now, but y'all was like, "Oh, here's today's weather. It's cold."
Oh man.
No, it's cold as yeah, I just thought that was a funny moment for me, man, listening to you guys back then. But like I said, man, y'all were all heroes, man. I'm telling you, man, that WRBB bred a lot of winners.
Yeah.
A
Oh
lot of
man,
winners,
there's a bunch
man.
of us, man. Skeeter was our direct connection with George Clinton, Parliament Funkadelic. George knew Skeeter on a first name basis.
What's happening? This is Hackett. What's up? What's going on, bro?
Oh, okay, there you go.
Mark
We
Hackett.
got you, man. I ain't mean to keep
Is
you,
that
man.
Hack?
That's it.
Oh,
We got Mark Hackett on the phone, y'all.
but listen, Skeeter would we were up at RBB and we needed some holiday promos. Skeeter had Bootsy call in, he had George call in. There was a bunch of people that called in, man.
Yeah.
And it was like a funky Christmas holiday. You remember that, Skeeter? He had all of them. Guy says, "Oh, this is Bootsy. You're listening to Skeeter, baby." I said, "Wow." Hack, what's going on, brother?
Living in, just trying to retire nicely.
We are.
Yeah, I'm in St. Martin. I got a place in St. Martin, so I'm back and forth between New York and St. Martin.
Oh man, God bless you, man. We, myself and Jay and Eddie. Well, you came up in the conversation a couple of times, man. And we've got Paul Porter on as well. In fact, you can do the roll call, Steve. Let him know who's on. I don't know if he can see. Can you see us, Hack?
No.
He's just on the phone.
Jimmy Brown just called me. He's just getting the phone.
Okay.
So we got Coach Willie May, we got Troy Anthony Skeeter, Jay Dixon was on with us earlier. Harold Austin was on. We got Eddie Q, Rick Anderson, and Paul Porter. I don't know if he's still there, but
Yep.
Paul's still on with us. Yeah. So Vinny's in the studio as well. So
outstanding.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good to hear y'all.
Yeah, thanks for the phone call, man. We appreciate you.
A couple of words about Mark Harris.
Yep.
Well, first of all, emotions and feelings. You know, it will never fill the void that he left us with. But I mean, you know, we all have great, nothing but great memories. And you know, it has to be. You know, these things have to take place while we're still within our flesh and blood. You know, tell somebody you love them. You know, tell them you appreciate them. You know, don't wait till you know situations as such to say these things. You know, and I mean, Mark and I have been ace boom coon for a while, and you know, whenever we chit chat, you know, I always tell him I love him. Always.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right.
And that's the whole thing, you know. I mean, you know, amongst black men, you know, we're afraid to show some types of emotions at times, and you know, we need to get over that and just appreciate what we've gone through, everything that each other has gone through, whether it's ups or downs, or you know.
Yeah.
We just have to recognize that you know we're all strong as one, and Mark Harris made us stronger. You know.
Yeah, he did. He did.
No doubt. Have to slide the ego over.
Yeah, man. He was
fellas, I got to do a little things here and there, but I'll be there up in Massachusetts on Thursday.
All right, Mark.
All right.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, bro.
God bless, man. We'll see you then.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate you.
Is there a GoFundMe?
Same looking guy. You'll know me. I'm the same looking guy, just a lot of gray hair.
Nothing wrong with that. Hey, thanks again, man. We appreciate your call.
All right.
Yeah, Mark was just a pure inspiration, man. And, you know, he was always great with the compliments, man, always saying, you know, stuff with me. But I also had to remind him, like, no, I get it. I respect what you're saying. You inspired me, man, you know, just growing up listening to him back in the day. And then I remember the day I met him finally through a mutual friend. I'm like, wow, I was just impressed, man. You know, always been a good, humble guy, man. Even here, you know, so I started at the station when we were on Warren Street. Then we moved over near Fort Hill. Then we went from Fort Hill to, was it here from Fort? Yeah, from Fort Hill. And then we moved here to Weston House, and I ended up leaving. And I came back. And even during the time when I came back, I had a little bit of reservation because, you know, getting back into the gig, man, I didn't feel like what I was doing was making a difference. And of course, you know, having a conversation with Mark, he's like, nah, man. And he just broke it down to me, man. They got you on here in the office and all this other stuff, man. But he was always inspiring and uplifting and no matter what, I just always let him know that, you know, back in the day, I'm telling you, man, I used to list. Matter of fact, I went to Metco. I know some people are like, oh, you a Metco kid, but so in the morning times, right? Concord Collar. You know, we ran the bus, me and the guys, of course. And you know, so we would have the bus driver put it on WRBB. And we would ride RBB all the way up to Cambridge until we couldn't get it no more.
Oh, Route 3.
Route
2.
Once we hit Route 2, we couldn't get it no more.
Right.
And Mark wasn't on in the mornings, but you know, just from listening to him and the other guys, man, put it on. And IOD was around there.
Yes,
you know, but we wanted to hear RBB because, like I said, RBB was really, you know, there was RBB and then everybody else after.
That inspiration took hold at RBB as well, man, because Paul got out first, I believe.
Right.
And when Paul made it, it was like, yo, there's a possibility.
Yes.
We ain't as tall as handsome as he is, but we got a shot.
We could do it too.
But I mean, and Paul can correct me on the trajectory, but I mean, it was Paul, Jay, Diana became permanent fill-in for Frankie Parker.
Right.
Let's see. I mean, and then of course, you know, Mike went. That was later on because Mike was in my class. Wendy took off. Candy Eastman, you know, Mike Shannon. But now Clement, I think Smiley went to TV. Am I right, Paul?
No. Smiley was this. He moved to Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
No, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I got Jay. Did I miss anybody? There's a few of us that took off.
No, you got it's almost everybody.
Candy work at RBB?
Candy was there. She started there, yeah.
Okay.
She started there because Francis Diamond was leaving, and she Francis Diamond was leaving, and Cowboy called me and said, "Hey man, there's a midday spot. You know," and I went, "I don't know, man. You know, I don't know. You know." So I hemmed in hard, and Aisha took over because Aisha's real name is Aisha. Candy's real name is Aisha Diamond.
Right.
She didn't want to take it because they were going to change her name. Elroy wanted to change her name because she had two diamonds, but she ended up doing middays. Then Kevin Morrison called me again and said, "Yo, I'm leaving. I'm going to Rochester. There's an afternoon slot," and that's how Elroy.
Man, I miss Kevin.
I do, man. You talk about another beautiful spirit, man. Another beautiful spirit, and creative as hell too.
Yeah.
But Paul was the first of us to jump out, man. And once he jumped out, it was like domino effect. We all ended up going out. Eddie could have gotten on the radio and chose to stay where he was at in the lane that he was at and progressed even better than the rest of us. So he still got his wits about him. So you know.
College radio, RBB, and ERS were like the farm system for WILD. You know, and in other places.
Yeah. So and watching that inspired people like Mark Troy, you know, Sean, a bunch of us, man, and we just took off from there. That's what happened. You know, so we always thought Skeeter was going to be George Clinton's road man, but he never.
Listen, y'all was special back then, man. I'm telling you, man, y'all was very, very special,
Progressive
man.
music.
And the crazy thing is, back then we didn't look at things the way we look at them now. You know, y'all was special and didn't even know it, man.
Well,
you know?
we because it was normal. It was normal to us. What you know, it was nothing for us to play, you know, 10-minute song. Right. But see, the thing is, in terms of structure, ERS knew more about clock positioning and that kind of stuff. With us,
they did.
With us, we just went on, and if you felt it, then you played it, and that's what happened. You know,
hey, Rick, not to cut you off, but I remember back in the day, Rick would be like, "Let me put on the long version of Set It Off." He'd be like, I'm going to the bathroom.
Oh no!
I remember. I remember when I remember we had what was it? Carl Odoms had went. I didn't. It was one of those New York trips, and I didn't go down. And I stood outside 84 King Street. I don't know how many years, and still couldn't get in. Paradise Garage.
Yo.
We ended up going over to see Tony Humphries over in Jersey.
Sure.
But we heard so I didn't go, but Carl went over, and then he went over with a bunch of folks, and then he came back and he heard Didn't Mean to Turn You On by Sherelle. And I loved the song, and I knew it was going to be a hit. By that time, I had already stretched out and went over to ILD.
And Sherelle loved you.
She got me in a cup. She got me in a jam too.
What?
That's the funny thing, man.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of artists got us into jam.
She got me in a jam, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But I said to Elroy, listen, and remember now, Elroy was he comes from a structured background with ERS. RBB was, it feels good, play it. It still feels good, play some more of it.
Of course.
I said to Elroy, listen, man, such and such. He says, Rick, this is far too long, man. Because I was going to play the 12 inches. ILD wasn't on 12 inches. We're still doing 45.
Of course.
And so, but I said to him, man, this is going to be a hit. It's going to be a hit. About a month or two later, he comes around. Well, I guess I hope you're happy. Now we have the song that you wanted, but it was a 12-inch, but it was taped off, where you couldn't go to
right.
And to no fault of Elroy, he actually taught me structure because we were able to look at from a progressive standpoint. We were able to and were trained to pick hits.
Yes.
And I'm not ashamed to say that. RBB was we were prone to and trained to pick hits.
Yeah.
From the first 8 measures, we knew what was working.
Yes.
And we know what was at the time we called it booty.
Yeah.
Right. And that
right.
was it. Back to Sherelle, and I told Mark the story too. me, Goose, and Marcus Bell.
Yep.
We went to
That's my guy.
Tahoe.
The bell ringer.
Yeah, we went Reno. We were up in Reno for for Impact.
Right.
We were up there for Impact, and what were we doing? Oh, me and what's her name? T.I.'s girl. Well, she wasn't even involved with him then. Tiny.
Yeah, she
was with Escape.
Yep.
We're playing. They had a game called the Longest Bowling Lane, where you got a chance. You take one ball, you roll it down, and you can go you hit like 50 grand or something.
Yeah.
It was like $2 to try something, and her and the girls had already come into town a couple of months earlier. We went over to Bob the Chefs and had food, the whole thing. So she was just like, "You gonna throw that ball down there? Go ahead, you gonna throw that ball." So me and her messing around throwing the ball. There was a big crowd that formed off to the right outside of the velvet rope where the bowling lane was. Jimmy Jam. It was Terry Lewis and some security. Here comes Sherelle with a one-piece on it. It was a black and white stripe. She had 6-inch heels. And at the time she was hot, so people were like, ah.
Yeah.
And she walks over, looks at me, and goes, "Is that you?" And I dropped the ball and crawled over the.
Yeah, man.
And Tiny said, "Ain't this a bitch? Look at him. He just gonna leave me." I said, "You gotta understand, because I gave her a hug. Oh man, what grief I caught from that whole thing. Man.
Oh my God, man.
But what to circle back to Mark, we talked about long songs and making the progression to pro radio.
Yeah.
And what it takes. And I mean, Paul can speak better. He can articulate it better than I can about the other side of it.
Yeah.
But we had to make some adjustments because college radio is one way, pro radio is another way, and then behind it there's a whole nother thing. So Mark understood that, and he knew that, and he was able to listen. And like I was saying to D. DeWitt, I think it was.
Yep.
Listen, observe, learn, ask questions.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to make the pitfalls. You can avoid the pitfalls, the landmines, and the things that may have blown us up or almost blown us up, or the shrapnel that we might have caught.
Yeah.
Now I caught some. Paul caught more than me. He's still here. You see what I'm saying? He's still got his wits about him. Jay, he's still got his wits about him. It's and Eddie dealing with the record, the radio, between the record companies, the promoters, and the radio station.
By the way, I remember that trip to Reno.
You remember that?
I was there. I was at Impact.
So I mean,
those were the days, Eddie, man.
Eddie knows. I mean,
conferences. Man. I think that's when me and Marcus discovered. Was that the time when the Chico the Bar thing? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a whole other story.
Because we were. Oh no, that was Palm Springs.
Oh yeah, Palm Springs.
Right. Because Chico DeBarge and Chico did a song first. There was no guarantees.
Right.
But I think you got paid for. Was that the Troy? The Universal? Okay. All right. That's we can't get it.
It wasn't a lot of money. It was. I mean, it was a lot of money then, but you know.
All right. Well, you know what? I'll break that down. We'll kind of for a little levity for those who don't know. We would go to different record conferences. Goose and I were at the pools in Palm Springs, and he was probably there for that too, because he made all the important pieces. We were sitting poolside trying to figure out, we two brothers from projects in Roxbury going, here we are sitting at a resort. Everybody's got t-shirts and shorts on, and behind them are snow-capped mountains. We trying to put that whole thing together.
That was something.
It was like 80 degrees, and we saw the trams go up. I'm like, this is a whole different thing, man.
Yeah. Yo, the vibe back then.
And so Goose and I, so we're all sitting at the pool, and all of a sudden the song comes on. Troy Dudley. That was his. It was his act.
Yeah, Troy Dudley.
The song came on, and Marcus leaned because we're all on recliners. We're big shots. We're sitting there at the pool, and Marcus leaned forward first, and Goose went, "Hold up." Goose, classic Goose. Hold up. And I'm trying to put together what's going on. What is it?
Right.
But there was a song that was put together by these two.
Yeah.
And it was sent out for usage, trying to get a deal.
Well, they actually stole it.
I was trying to be.
You was trying to be, diplomatic. I get it.
But then Goose and if you know Marcus is a real relaxed type of dude. And you can see the tape coming off him. He was like, wait a minute, hold on. You two worked it out though. Because then
we worked it out.
Because by that time Troy walked by and he didn't want you all to catch him, but you caught him. Remember, you caught him.
Yeah.
I sat there and watched the whole thing unfold. I was like, man, this is amazing, man. But the one you're talking about with Joe, Chico DeBarge had No Guarantees had come out.
Yeah.
And as he was singing, then Joe walked out. Then you realize it was two different voices. They were trading leads.
Sure.
They tore the place up.
Wow.
We left out of the place, and down the hall who was fighting? Was it Charlie Baltimore and Faith? It was right in front of us.
What?
Was it Faith and Charlie Baltimore or something? I mean, they were swinging. It was over Biggie. Yeah. It was over Biggie. Good Goose was there, man. He was sitting there. He was right there. We sat at the table with what I say big wigs, Kearney Anderson and A.D. Washington.
Hey, you know who's doing well? Sean Peckins.
Get out of here.
Sean's doing very well, man.
I'm surprised.
He's doing very well, man. I'm surprised you ain't. He's always sitting courtside, man. So he got some money.
Yeah.
He got some money. He always
That's something.
That's something. Yeah, man. But hey, real quick, we got another phone call. Who's this? Voila. Oh, we lost him.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, finish. I'm sorry, Rick.
But we look back on, and I'm just reflecting and kind of cross between RBB and ILD. Mark seen a lot of that. We watched Eddie and Lena meet each other and end up getting married. How many years now, Eddie?
Oh God, 44.
How about that? How about that? 44 years.
Hey, don't forget, because you'll get an open book test when you get home.
Oh no, he holds it up. I mean, he's got beautiful kids in and out of college, degree holders.
Yes.
I mean, when it was just Eddie, and then it turned out Eddie and Lena. Now Eddie, Lena, and kids, and look at where we are 40 some odd years later.
Right.
Mark was able to ride. He saw that whole ride.
Right. We got to call her back. Hey, you got to turn your radio down though.
She's watching this too.
Okay. Love you, Lena.
No doubt.
What's up, Lena?
Who's this, by the way? Hola.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Turn that radio down, though. There you go.
Yo, can you hear me?
We can hear you good.
Here?
That's good.
Yeah,
Who's
I've got
this?
A laptop, desktop, and my phone, so I've got a lot of crosstalk. But hello, everybody. I don't have anything to say that you haven't said other than
Harold Sears.
We love Mark.
Who is it?
That's
who's this? Who we talking to, by the way?
Harold Sears.
Oh, Harold.
What's up, Harold? What's up, Harold?
Harold Seals.
On this video connection, I can set up a real microphone and
I tell you what. Well, Rick got my phone. You know what?
Sorry.
If one of y'all, hold on, wait a minute. If Eddie, can you text Harold the key?
I'll do it now.
The video. Yeah,
do it right now.
Eddie Q's gonna send you the key right now, and I'll pull you right up.
Yo, email it to me at haroldseals@gmail. SEALLS.
Now you're talking to a real engineer now.
Oh,
He'll
no, I
straighten it-
know.
he'll straighten it out.
Yeah.
No, Harold will straighten it out.
I worked with Howard at my days at WBZ, man. I know.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes, 1990.
Yeah.
I remember
that email address.
All right, you should. That's coming, man. I'll pull you up in a sec.
Okay, and
All right.
if I'm not up, then send it another way, like text it to this number.
I just texted to you just now.
You should have it. Check it. Check your text.
I just texted to him just now.
I got a story about Harold too.
All right, tell us the
Oh,
story.
Rick, you got him on.
Tell us the story.
You know he does.
Rick's full of stories.
I'm gonna wait until Harold pulls up first.
All right, we're gonna wait till Harold
We'll
pulls
wait
up.
till Harold pulls up
Yeah.
first.
Hey, Goose, you know what? comes to mind with me, you, Rick, everybody. The time we had Houdini at Madison.
Oh,
yeah.
And I remember being on stage, Mark and I, and bringing them on and all that stuff. And I didn't know until then that he was a Madison Park alumni.
Oh, really?
Sure didn't. Sure didn't. But we had a good time.
They rushed the stage.
Those were the days. Those were the days, man.
And Rick, you guys are talking about Wendy Williams. I remember when Wendy was finished at school at Northeastern, and she calls up to the station. She wanted to speak to Elroy, but Elroy was on the air. She's like, well, I'll speak to the other guy, Coach, because she wanted to work at ILD. And
she didn't get picked up. She ended up working for Maddie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Maddie in the morning.
Right. And so Elroy didn't want to hire this. It's getting kind of like you're talking about with playing just 45s and not playing 12 inches and stuff like that. Because Elroy was such a stickler on stuff. And I remember like certain pictures we would take, be like, Elroy, got film that we can go get pictures. Oh, I'll cut those up. Like, what? You cut them up. It's like, dude.
You know something though with Elroy and I remember Mark asking me about what's he like, man? What's he, because we always, like I said, we look back on each other and we took care of each other as they were coming in. Same thing. And he at the time, Elroy and I don't want to say it was contentious or abrasive, but there was some resistance there because RBB was lawless. ERS was structure.
Right.
And there was some understanding, and Elroy, I think, was struggling to try to make a guy with that mindset fit in.
Yes.
He's like, he had what he wanted from me, but could it be sustained? And I think that's where the back and forth was. As we progressed, and as we got older, and as we both got into the same position, we were able to relate a little better, and I was able to understand some things, and he was really just looking out.
Now, as Elroy got older, he gets and understands and stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, we still, we keep in contact, because people say, how could you talk to him? So, man, listen, the things that I learned, I either learned because I didn't want to and I had to, or because I listened and I did it. It's just one of those things. The stuff that I learned, I didn't have to pay for. You got people spending thousands of dollars, man, thousands of dollars going to broadcast school, and they come out and can't do what we do because we learn from emotion first, and then we put our head on. It's just one of those things. And being a DJ, if
I think about
you can read a crowd, you can read a person,
of course,
because when you go in, and Goose this, by reading the room what they're not going to go for, and then when you hit something and they bite on it, you always have something in the chamber on both sides, ready to go ahead and make it continue.
That's where you take off.
And that's what it was. And that was a discussion that I want to say Sonny, almost, and a lot of that had to do with Sonny and conversations with Eddie can relate to this as well. John Luongo.
Yes.
Rhino Club, Rhino Club, John Luongo. I mean, there were a bunch of them guys. And of course, we had conversations. I didn't know much about Shep Pettibone until I met Eddie.
Right.
And who he was and the dynamic behind the guy.
Right.
And you get to see and you watch and you see how those things go. You know who absorbed those conversations? They did.
Yeah.
That's what made, I believe that's what made him, because he had that Afro American European beat thing in his head.
He did. I enjoyed
but when we talk about absorbing, and it was part of the RBB DNA.
Yes,
Mark had all of that. and he would see what Eddie and Sato were doing. He would watch it too, and see what you, Sean, and what was from Kiss, Ed McMahon's brother's name?
John McMahon.
John.
I talked to John to this day.
They called him Horse.
He's still around.
Yes, I talked to John a couple of times a month.
The magic that was, and Eddie knows, Studio B.
Yeah.
Studio.
Yes.
Anything that was a laboratory. If you saw somebody in there and they had their coat draped open and you had tape all over the floor, all up over the top, and you would go in and you don't want to go and let the door fly open, because if a piece of tape falls, it's not supposed to fall, and you know where it's at. That's a piece that goes to your mix.
Of course.
And that's life or death.
Of course.
Right. And then I remember I've seen times where guys were working on stuff and Eddie would walk in and go, "Yo, you might want to try this," instead of try that, turn around and walked out. And we were like, "Yo, what the hell just happened?" But Sato was like, Sean was like, "Yo, all right." And he would go and cut it and it would work.
T. Clark was like that.
Yeah.
From his old day, they would call him Max Mix.
Max Mix, yeah. Elroy gave him that name.
Sure did.
Yeah, he didn't like it either.
Oh, he hated it. They took T down to was it Texas?
Yeah, down in Dallas.
Texas.
Down in Dallas.
And he actually wanted me to go down to Dallas, but I just couldn't leave school.
You declined.
I didn't want to leave school.
You declined.
I should have, but I, during that time,
he tried to lowball me. I was like, bam.
But we never know. We never know. We try to make the best move or not take the bad move. Right. And you never know. And if Marie was here free, she would be back, because I'll expand on that. It's an old story, everybody's heard it. Bobby Brown, when he left New Edition, go out on his own, he went over, Angela had left and went over to MCA. Remember? Angie Thomas. Angie Thomas left and went over to she was the music director, ILD, went to go at MCA, and they scooped up Bobby Brown. Bobby had the tour getting ready to take off. Marie was a dancing fool. There was nothing she couldn't do.
Right.
And Bobby said, Marie come in, and she closed the door. Now, whenever they came in the studio and they closed the door and they just stared at you, okay, it's time to talk. So I said, okay,
right.
Let me put a song on or something. And she's just like, okay, listen, this dilemma.
That was something else too, man. Whenever you got called down the hall to the office, the big office, and they closed the door.
Yeah, but see, I was in this. That was with Ken, and
you always thought you was in trouble.
But Marie come in, and she came in through the studio door, closed the door, and she had that look. She got her face all poked out. I said, all right. And remember at our ILD in the studio, she sat down and she put her head down, and she running her hand through her hair and the whole thing, and she said, I got a dilemma. She's just telling me how Bobby tapped her to be the principal dancer on the tour. Should I go or should I stay in school? Now, I didn't want to take on the dad role. I was just, I was just doing my show. I didn't want, We got to talking, carrying on the whole thing. Then we got off. I got off the air, and she was going to go over and talk to her dad. She's going to go over. So we went over to Cambridge. So all the way over, we're driving over. She was going back and forth about the pros and cons of the whole thing. And I said, the ultimate decision's got to be on you. Right. She didn't want to miss the opportunity, but if she stayed, would she miss the opportunity? Or if she took it, would she miss an opportunity?
Yeah, would it ever come
and
again?
She was looking at it like from a programming standpoint in terms of how you pick records and the whole thing. And I said, you really don't know. You hope for the best and you shoot your shot, but you want to think it through, but you don't want to overthink it. She was like, why did I even ask you what the hell? Why did you? Right. But I said, but that's life, man. That's life. Nobody has a crystal ball. I can only tell you what I've seen, heard, and experienced. After that, life will get in the way and stop me and have you make your own choices.
Right.
She didn't go on the tour, obviously, but she ended up on BET.
Wow.
Sure did. And she was able to finish school. She went through, she did what she did, and she took off. That's one of those magnetic heart-to-heart things that she and I, we share.
One thing about being in radio back then, if you had a job somewhere, opportunity was just open for you everywhere.
Everywhere.
Especially if you was in Boston.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't know, Boston was a major market.
It was a
highly respectable market when it comes to the music industry.
we were in, now we're going back to another conference. We was in Palm Springs. We had just landed. We came down that long escalator, and everybody was down on the floor. All the big executives and the whole thing. I don't know if it was Warren Wilkerson or somebody yelled out, "Is that Boston?" Everybody turned around, and
Boston
they watched
had
us
a
come.
lot of respect.
They
man.
ran over to
Tell
the
you.
bottom of the escalator. I looked at Goose. It was like I couldn't go behind him because there was people behind us. I said, "You can't turn around. We're just going to keep going." The idea was, if they could get a song played in Boston, they can get it played almost anywhere because they use Boston as a benchmark for having their songs added in other markets.
A lot of different markets followed Boston.
Yeah, they would be like,
you know,
Boston's playing it, and they would go, Boston's playing it?
Right.
We might have to give it a second look.
Right. Their eyes would pop open. Wait
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah.
You know, or Rick's playing it. Or
Mhm.
Goose playing it. No, that's how it was.
Yeah.
What? Rick's
Yeah.
playing it in
Yeah.
Boston. Goose is playing it in Boston.
Mhm.
That's
All
how
right,
it
let me
was.
check it out. Let me check it out.
At Goose Rick, it was like that with Silk. Keith Sweat calls me on the business line.
Right.
It's like, Coach, we trying to get this song played and stuff. And I was like, who else had called me?
Right before he was Keith Sweat.
No, he was already Keith Sweat. but Silk was his group.
Right.
And
Oh,
it was
yeah,
his
that's
boys.
right. Yeah, he produced it,
And who also called me? Jam Master J.
Yeah.
At
He was
Buzzme.
my dude, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll never forget that night, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never get that night, but
Yeah.
yeah, man.
But a lot of these these type of experiences, at times Mark and I shared some things because he always wanted to know, what if I decided to do this, what do you think? And I'm glad he ended up here. He landed here, not
Yes,
ended up,
yes.
but he landed here because anything that brother does was a contribution. Any contribution that he added had impact, and it was 100%. And he left a great legacy.
Yes,
a
he
great
did.
legacy.
Yes.
Man. Well adored, well respected, and he'd be very well missed.
Right. Definitely. All right. We got someone just turned the volume up.
We got somebody. Oh, where's Harold?
Oh, okay.
Where's Harold? Harold never called back.
Yeah, Harold never jumped in here. I don't know if he's
All right, well,
we're gonna give him a minute, but we're gonna wrap it up soon, y'all.
Well,
And,
one last thing with Harold.
yeah.
Harold ended up, you over at BZ?
Yeah.
Harold got the call to get that job, and he was on the air doing jazz because Harold was a real big, he was a good, he knew jazz.
Right.
And I had a love for jazz through my dad. So it was one day, midday, and I just happened to be floating through. Harold had a job interview for BZ, and there was nobody else in the studio,
Right.
nobody else in the complex. And he looked at me and he said, "Can you just run the board?" And I said,
That's
"Okay."
where I actually met Harold
Yeah,
at BZ.
yeah. I said, "Could you just run the board?"
Right.
Harold was a sports enthusiast, exercise enthusiast. He rode his
Mhm.
bike. He had his bike outside the studio, and he said, "I have this interview. I have a shot at making it, but I have to get over it." I says, "Go ahead." He went over, and I did the show best I could. He ended up getting the job. Never looked back. Never looked back.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
that's.
when it comes to engineering, he's that dude.
But the other thing too
He's
is
that dude.
when things would go wrong at RBB, he could, just like Ray Fallon and Ralph Walden and them. He was an engineer. He knew certain things and he could do
Hey
things.
guys,
Yeah, we talking about you, Harold.
Oh,
can you
Harold.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Harold.
Okay.
Just to recap, I was telling Gooseby
I
about.
heard when you guys were about to wrap it a minute ago. So
I was
how's my mic
telling.
level?
Yeah, I was telling.
You sound muffled, but we can hear you.
Oh, that's not good. Oh man, it took the wrong mic.
Uh-oh. Harold, I was
Hold on,
telling.
let me try to get the right mic on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the wrong mic. That sucks.
Well, hey, what did I tell you?
got the pro mic, I just can't connect it.
That's all good, man. We can
all
still
right.
hear you.
We
Yeah,
hear you
we
still. We hear you good.
But Harold, what I was telling the guys was when you and I, when you were going for your interview, and I went in to take the board over at RBB, you got on your bike and you went over to BZ, and you never looked back. You got the job. Remember? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Harold?
Yeah, I had heard that. Oh,
I don't think he heard all of what you said.
He didn't hear all of it.
Yeah, I think he's working out his mic.
Here we go. Hold on.
Your voice may be going in
Oh,
and out.
he said, hold on. He got it. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
All right, say when, Harold. Let me know when you got us.
All right, while he works that out,
Yeah,
man.
It's so wild how many different places we all have been.
Yeah, we converged.
And everything.
We converged.
Everything's connected, man.
Mhm.
Everything is
Because
connected.
I interned back at BZ.
Okay, finally.
There he is.
Finally. Sorry, guys. I didn't have prep time, so I'm going on all my gadgets.
Sounds 1,000 times better too. So,
Yes,
all right,
sir.
good job.
So Harold, first off, welcome, brother. We were telling the story about when I had you had asked me to run the board for you, so you could go over for your interview at BZ.
Getting a little noisy.
You know what? Tell me when to speak, and I'm gonna turn my mic down because I'm hearing delay and everything else.
All right.
So
can you hear Rick though? You can hear Rick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Rick.
All right. So
just wave, and then I'll start speaking.
Oh, okay.
Okay, perfect.
Wow.
All right, let me just say, we all know one another. We're all committed to being our best. We all have big personalities. We've all delivered. We've all taken people higher. Rick always credits me with getting him on the air. That's how we all got in play, is that somebody opened up the door for us. So with Mark, it's just self-explanatory. He was it. That's why there's such an outpouring of love for him. So the stories are great. We could go back, Porter was in the mix on the basketball team when I got to Northeastern in '76. I was on WRBB the second day I was on campus, which was September 27th. Clement Smiley put me on. He says, say hi. I said, hey, I'm Harold Seals on 91.7 FM WRBB. My point is, whether you were on WERS or at the time WNBR was WTBS, we all opened the door. That was our claim to fame. We were at our best. We were serving the community, and we loved what we did. So I don't have to say anything everyone doesn't know. I just want to represent Mark and say the obvious, that we love him. At this point, I'm not going to speak anymore because I'm hearing Rick, I'm hearing myself, I'm hearing
it's all good.
Other people. So just wave. I'll wave and say I love you all. Bye.
Yeah.
And you guys are speaking for me, and I'm speaking for you. We all love Mark.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, man. We are about to wrap it up, man. So if we can just have some final words. Again, this is a tribute to Mark Harris. Mr. My DJs are better than yours, man. One of my favorite quotes by him, man. And in actuality, it's true. When he said it, it was the truth, man. Because just when he said it, he was talking about all of you. He was talking about all the DJs in the studio during the Bomb Squad show, Soul's Place, all of that. He's talking about his DJs, man. So a lot of truth to that, man. I'll start with you, Troy.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm gonna miss you, Mark, and it's been hard for me, man, because I've been working with him for 10 years doing the show here and everything. He was one of my best friends. It was hard for me to see him when I went to see him in the hospital last week. The condition of how he was, I just really couldn't believe it, and I have to accept it and just go on and love you, Mark, and always going to be here with you, man. Mind, spirit, soul, brother.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Troy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Coach Willie May, the one and only.
Well, thanks,
Mr.
Coach.
I can't go nowhere. every time I go somewhere, I don't care if it's out of town. Hey, Coach.
There he is.
Can't go nowhere with you, man.
Well,
it was good, man.
Well,
That's a good thing, though.
Oh, no doubt. I would say that a lot of what you saw from Mark, I had it, and so fortunate. But it comes from all y'all, just taking a little piece of everybody, and it resonates big time. I mean, Rick knows what I'm talking about, we'll never forget Mark.
Never.
The love always there, the uplifting always there, the positiveness always there. And I'm so glad that I had a chance to have Mark in my life.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yes, here.
Here.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson.
Mark, he left a legacy of love. The love that he spread when he was here just continues. Of course, the love and condolences spreads all the way around, but particularly to his family and his extended family, like Troy, Skeeter, Wallace, the late Captain Quickdraw. I mean, you guys were the nucleus. You guys were the ones, you were the close-knit crew. I know and feel your pain. I know how you are, but keep it going. And like I told Troy, anything, anytime, just hit me. Let me know.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate
And,
you,
I mean, I didn't have to pay for what I do, the ability to get what I get. I learned it. And some would say I earned it, and it's up to me to pass it and project it. And that's where we came from at RBB. We reached back. So,
Yes, sir.
if I didn't, I'd be remiss and fall off of the mantle of what RBB was all about. So you got it.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. Benny. No,
Sir.
Benny's not on camera, but he's live here in the studio, y'all. Go for it, man.
Hey, I just want to say, because he taught me from you guys what I know about radio, and he always pushed me. And I just want to thank all of you for showing him what you did, and he showed me. And of course, I'm gonna miss you, cuz.
Yes, man.
But, I gotta keep pushing.
Right.
We all gotta keep pushing.
Yeah, thanks, Vin. Skeeter, what you got, brother?
How you holding up, bro?
I just miss my friend
Yeah, I would imagine so.
since high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
see
man.
I see all these cats right here that I learned from. Harold was one of the first ones at RBB. Q with his music, Rick, everybody, Coach, everybody. We was doing sports. He was doing the sports thing. And I learned from everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold it
I learned
down.
from everybody. I learned from everybody.
Head up, brother. Head up.
And then Mark came on and we did the same thing. He learned from all of us. And then he passed it on to everybody else. It just kept going and going and going. The last time I spoke with him, he asked me about some French fries and stuff, because I'm like, she's been gone for a while. So I knew at that point something wasn't right, but he said, Skeeter, man, everything's going to be okay.
Right.
He said, Skeeter, everything's going to be okay, and I said, all right. So I'm just glad to see everybody here.
Yes, sir.
I call Harold all the time, talk to Q once in a while, spoke to Rick probably about a month ago, I think.
Right. Yeah, about a month. Yeah.
About a month. Spoke to Vinny and other cat right there. Speak to Gooseby once in a while. And I'm glad to see everybody here. But I'm looking at a picture of my best friend right there. And he's not here.
Yeah.
And it's what it is. It's just what it is and stuff, but I'm glad I got to know him. We've been friends forever. Every time I came home, I'm like, yo, first thing he said, man, I'll pick you up at the airport. I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool. Every time. I never had to go. He would just always be at the airport. I said, Mark, I'm coming in early. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll be there. I'm like, yo, every single time I've been back there for years, he would always just come at the airport and he'd be right there chilling. We go off and go. The last time we hung out was with it was myself, Mike Shannon, and him. and my wife. We went to Cathay Pacific and just hung out there, listening to music, eating food, just hanging out and laughing. The same stuff that we always did all the time. The same thing we always did, just hang out and talk and memories and things like that. It was just like, you don't think about the next moment. I never thought this was going to happen. It had no reason to think it. You know? I see Harold and stuff, and I'm like, I talk to Harold and be like, man, my memories of Harold is he was always on his bike. Like Rick said, he was on his bike. You would see him zoom, zoom, carrying up the stairs up to RBB. He's running up the stairs with his bike and stuff, you know.
No, he was always a physical phenomenon, that brother.
Rick doing his artwork and fun all the time and stuff, you know, and like we should do a session that's called a Studio B because that's where all the action happened. So it wasn't in A.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Everything happened in Studio B. It was like that's where the birds were at.
All the
things happened in A, but the serious stuff happened in B. That's where everything was going on. That's the story right there. Studio B. So yeah, I'm just glad to see everybody here, man. And you know, I got my buddy's shirts right here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Definitely need one of those, man. Just let me know what I need to send you, man.
Yeah.
He said, Skeeter, man, I got your shirt. And shirts would always pop up in the mail. Skeeter, I got a new shirt. And he was sitting there. Things would just pop up.
That's nice.
You know.
Right.
So yeah, man. Hey, hope everybody else holds up, you know, and we all gonna be together soon. That moment is coming.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Skeet.
All right, Skeeter.
Skeet.
All right. Q, man, you up.
Well, man, let me tell you, first of all, I really appreciate the opportunity to be together with everyone. I mean, what can I say? Mark was such a genuine person. You know, I believe he's rubbed off on all of us. A takeaway for me is, you know, how can I move forward and treat the world the same way he treated me, which I believe in some part would make me a better person. And I also believe that we need to keep talking about him. You know, he's always going to be in our thoughts. The more we talk about it, the more we bring this up. We should do this again. We call it Studio B or whatever you want to call it. But, you know, it keeps our conversations alive. And it's beautiful that his heart was so big that it pours into each and every one of us. That I also have a takeaway that we need to be together more, you know. As Skeeter just said, yeah, we're all going to come a time, we'll be partying with Mark again. But until then, I think we need to spend more time giving each other flowers while we all are here. And it's amazing that Mark can be a catalyst to make this happen. Even being here now, he's creating an influence on all of us. I want to say I'm happy to have known him. And, you know, I'm proud of the person he was. And I'd love to, in the future, when the time is right, to use any one of the venues that I have access to. We should get together and do something planned that we could support him on. And I would love anyone's input in producing that. And when the right time is, you know, Steve, maybe you could help engineer that. Honestly, man, I love all you guys, man. It's like bringing back my youth, being here with everyone. And I really appreciate you for it, and gonna love Mark forever.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Here.
Harold, it's on you, man. Go ahead, Harold. Thanks, Eddie.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know what? Earlier I had too many devices open, so I was hearing you from 3 different sources. But at a time like this, I'll be 68 in a few months. Wow. We understand the path of life. And so we want to continue to be of purpose and be clear. I give more than I take. Other people are lovers. Other people are supporters. For those who are jacked up, we try to get them to be less jacked up. So when it comes to WRBB, we're feeling it, the good, what we had, Mark, and then his loss. We represent him now. So Skeeter, especially as you go forward, you're at your best for Mark Harris. We can tell stories, and the reminiscing is great. All the madness that went down. Some people didn't survive, some did, some got second chances. But we always want to represent all of us, all you guys. I wish there was some women in the mix. We're and our bad motherfuckers. And we just want to non-verbally get that message across. Because that's what representing Mark is about. Just like when I go, when Rick goes, when Q goes, when Gooseby goes, when the coach goes. So we're here right now until we're not. So keep moving, but move with a strength and a love and a commitment to make Mark proud.
Here. Yeah, man. Thanks,
Yeah.
Al.
No doubt.
Man, I'll just end it with saying, as I said before, Mark was an inspiration to me, man, from day one, back in the RBB days. And it was great to see him at the station working on Warren Street. And, you know, the fact that that voice was still golden, man. Again, just a kind, very humble person. Didn't want to see him that last week. But Coach and I went to see him. And as I said, man, it was very hard. It's probably one of the hardest things I had to do, man, because in leaving him and seeing him in that condition, which I didn't want to, I was happy I went. He knew we were there. He tried to get up. He reached his hand out. And then to have to leave and say goodbye, I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. So the last thing I said to him was, man, I love you. And that was it, man. That was it. He was very strong. I could tell you this, he wasn't ready to go, man.
No.
He didn't want to go. Had a lot of hope and faith, man, that he was going to be all right. I really did. And then just to end the show on Tuesday, man, Tap came in here and broke the news, man.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah.
That was tough, man.
No.
Hello, who's this on the line?
What's up, my brothers?
What's good? Who's
I'm
this?
one of. This is man. This is a big one, like with Mark, man. But I'm gonna tell you what he told me about all of y'all, and I learned a lot from all of y'all. I went to go see Mark, gave him a hug and kiss and all of that. My DJ is better than yours.
Yeah.
And Skeeter, all of your WRBB, Wallace, PJ Means, Troy Anthony, all of y'all, especially Eddie Q. I see all of y'all. Harold and Coach Willie Mays. My name is DJ Black.
DJ Black.
Oh,
What's
DJ
up?
Black.
What's up,
okay.
Black?
What's up,
I
Black?
learned from a lot of y'all. Man. I used to get me an antenna, and I used to tie it to my rock from a extension cord.
Oh,
And
God.
it would go all the way up in the tree to get RBC.
Right.
Mark Harris was on around Ripley Road, him and his cousin Vinny back in the day. And he was always, playing his music and talking, showing me, I was just watching Mark. I'm 64, so I know. Mark came to Four Corners, and he was at the John Marshall with his equipment. And back then, Mark never was always a good kid. Then you had bullies around. And I remember saying, y'all not touching Mark's equipment. Me and Mark been tight. Me and Mark been tight ever since. He don't call me DJ Black. He called me Ricky. But anyway, all of y'all in my life, from the Toe Jam, all of y'all. I remember Skeeter and Skeeter. I used to wait for your show to come on so I can record.
That's right. We all did that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Hit the
Do y'all remember when y'all was at Franklin Park? All of y'all, Mark was always talking and rocking. Y'all was all at Franklin Park near the tree. Playing right there. Broadcasting live.
Whoa.
So us DJs on the street, we couldn't get in with y'all.
So we was always calling y'all out. The street DJs against the radio DJs. Those was the days. Y'all had the team, the Bomb Squad. You know what I mean? So I know where it all comes from. Mark loved all of y'all. Mark always put other people first before him.
Yeah.
He was that type of person, man. Always loved Mark. So I already know, like, Mark's, like, he's my sandbox, man. My sandbox, man. I watched him. Before you know, he was on there with that voice. That voice, you could have to get up in the morning or just to hear him talk. If you have a problem, anybody, you hear Mark talk, he's talking to everybody.
Right.
I love all of y'all, and I will see y'all on the 27th because, you know, I got a show on the 26th, but I will see all y'all. I can't wait to see, like, the Wallace T's, the Skeeters, Coach Willie Mays, Steve Goosey, all y'all in one.
Hey, man, we
All right.
appreciate
Eddie
you,
Hughes.
Black.
Eddie
Thank you,
Hughes
man.
gave me my first break when I came home, 96. So
Right. Yeah, man.
I know what, even Mark, all of y'all have part in my life, man. So y'all keep going. I'm gonna keep rocking, man.
All right,
I'm gonna keep
Black.
rocking because I think of y'all. I'm straight Ben's Lounge, Cortez, baby.
DJ,
Bro.
all right, Black.
Thanks,
Black.
Black. Appreciate you. Yeah. Hey, Mike, give us a call back, man. I'd love to get you on before we get out of here. Mike Shannon, man.
Yeah,
I-
Mike puts
yeah.
the-
Even if we can't get you on video, man, as long as we get you
Yeah, we
hear your
gotta
voice.
talk to Mike.
Yeah, I just called Mike and got him on.
Oh,
Hey, let me just say this real quick. So Marky Jr., Mark's son, tonight is Two Stop Toast. Is that a place? Is that a restaurant?
At the Fort Hill.
Okay.
Yes,
Fort-
yes.
Fort
Oh,
Hill.
so the Fort Hill Bar.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fort Hill
Fort Hill
Bar and
Grill.
Grill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're on
All
the
right.
Fort Hill
So I'm
first,
just
and
reading it
then going
wrong.
down.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I got a second grade education.
Yeah.
So anyways, he's gonna be at the Fort Hill Bar and Grill tonight with Tap, 7 p.m. and then at the Black Comedy Explosion. At both places, we'll be there honoring the one and only Mark Harris.
Yes,
So,
yes.
So yeah, man. You know, and I want to thank all of y'all for real, man, because you know, I think Mark would be proud of all of us, man. You know, it's unfortunate that we have to come together under these circumstances, but man, I'd do anything for him, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for bringing us together, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you
Yes,
know,
Steve.
thanks,
We
Steve.
appreciate
you
this,
tied us
Steve.
all in, man, and
Right.
you know, I can't speak for everyone, but I'm sure everyone will agree. All you need to do is call us if you got the project or something you want to put together for him.
Yeah. And sorry, Tap. I'm sure Tap don't mind. We cutting a little bit into his time, but hey, you there, Mike?
Oh,
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think so. if you can, hey, listen, if you can hear me, then I'm here.
All right. We hear you, Mike.
I don't
can't see you, but we can hear you, and that's all good, man. We
I
love
don't
the
know
voice.
why you can't see me. You know me in technology.
Right.
What's
And
up,
this is
fellas?
Mike. This is Mike Shannon from the WRBB days, the WILD days. Now
Yes.
working over at Satellite Heart and Soul, right?
Yep, Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah,
Jr.
He's killing
Man,
it. He's
and,
killing
and if you got some stories, Mike, let's hear them. I know you spent time with Mark, and you know him very well, just like many of us.
Well, I don't know if they should be told on the radio, but
I was gonna say that. Just the ones that you can tell.
Hey, and that's the thing about Mark Harris, man, because you know, as nice and of a guy that he was, and as humble as he is, hey,
Mark was fun and he was real.
He got
don't
it
ever
in.
cross him.
Yeah, no, he got it.
You know,
Mike,
don't ever cross him.
Just the PG stories, Mike.
Well, I mean, there's so many. You know, Mark was just such a good dude, and you know, when somebody passes away that's really close to you and it's really cool, and then you know, all these memories start flooding into your head, and you're like, oh, I remember that time, and I remember that time. Just so many good times, you know, just good people. Whenever you needed something, if you needed a ride somewhere, if you needed somebody to, you know, just do something for you, Mark was that dude that was always there for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Always very supportive and just good people, you know. And going back to RBB, I mean, we used to just have so much. Rick, you know, we used to have mad fun, me and Mark. And we, you know, the thing about Mark, we hit it off instantly. You know, I remember at RBB, we hit it off instantly, and you know, and we never had a falling out, never a bad word. I mean, just always was a cool dude, and we were friends from day one. and just so much fun, so many laughs, and you know, we were crazy back then, so we just had mad fun.
No,
Pranking people on the phones in Studio B. Remember that, Rick?
Oh, Studio B.
Pranking,
yeah.
I never get that. We prank a lot of people. On
Oh, I was famous for that. And Mark would be right there egging me on. Mike, now call this one and you know? So just fun times like that, you know, plugging it. Hey, Rick, you remember the old patch system at RBB? If you
we talked about it earlier.
if you put a patch in, you could block somebody from being heard.
Yeah.
You remember that? And Mark and Wallace used to do that all the time to Quick Draw. Quick Draw was one of the people. Yeah, fun things like that.
We talked about that earlier, Mike. It's funny you're thinking about that. We talked about that very same thing. That's funny.
Yeah. So just, you know, a lot of fun moments, you know, and he worked with us for a hot minute over at WILD. I remember that, you know, he didn't stay there too long with us, but, you know, he was there, just was very talented and just all the way around a good dude, you know.
Yeah,
and it's just the world is just messed up now because we got one less good person in it, you know, and we need good people.
You're right, man. You're right.
You know, and, this is a tough one, you know, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. But that was Mark. You know, there's a million stories. Like I said, they all can't be told on the radio, but sure. Maybe we'll write a book one day.
What microphone is Mike using? He sounds too good on this thing.
Yeah. Well, that's a serious one.
He might get.
It's what they sent me home with during the pandemic, and I'm still using.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, I need that mic at home too, man. That's a clear mic, man.
Well, I need a good mic. You know, I got to record my show on this, so you know, it's got to be top quality. But yeah.
And they can catch you on XM Monday through Friday. What time, Mike?
Monday through Saturday in the morning, starting at 6. Monday through Friday from 6 to noon. And Saturdays from 6 to 10 in the morning.
Oh, nice, Mike. Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
So he owns the satellite.
Yes.
I don't know about that, but I'm there.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you for the phone call, man. And
appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
All right, Mike.
All right. All right. Peace out, y'all.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Catch you later.
All right, brother.
Love you, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta jump. I got a conference call. I need to jump on. I'm a little late for it.
Well, that's gonna wrap it up. So we got to go, and it's tap time. So I want to thank all once again. Thank you, Eddie.
Salute.
And know this: we're every Saturday and down at West End Johnny's doing that adult R&B vibe. So you can pop in anytime.
That's
Give me a
my
call. I'll put you on the guest.
And send me that info to Eddie. Don't forget about the Wednesday night thing you was telling me about.
Okay.
All right. So
all right.
Thank you, fellas. I appreciate y'all.
Hey,
Love y'all.
real quick, one more thing. It's gonna be 101 degrees today. Well,
you just have to rub that in.
Rub it in.
Thanks. You trying to take it back to WRB. 101 degrees, man. I guess that's why you inside. That's what you get, man.
That's it.
Harold, good to see you, brother.
Skeeter, likewise, you and everybody else. I have a lot to say, but you guys are speaking for me.
All right, we got to go. Appreciate all y'all. Love y'all.
Love y'all, bro.
Thank you, folks, for tuning in. R&B Vibes is next. You can check us out on iHeartRadio, the Urban Heat, 98.1 FM. Download that app. Thank you. We love y'all.
All right, guys. Peace.
Waste your life.